Single moment we have on earth is a gift from God.
Trump and his vice presidential pick, J.D. Vance, are expected to hold their first rally as running mates this weekend in Michigan. America is listening to Fox News.
It's time for the 88th Annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo, August the 2nd through the 10th in Lovington. Come to the Lee County Fair for the greatest entertainment in New Mexico. August the 2nd, it's the annual Hispanic Heritage Celebration featuring Eric y su Grupo Mazore and Los Tigres del Norte. Tuesday, August the 6th, after PRCA Extreme Bulls, it's country legends, the Bellamy Brothers. Wednesday, August the 7th, Faith and Family Night featuring Casting Crown. Nobody but Jesus. Thursday, August the 8th, it's Tough Enough to Wear Pink Night with Joe D. Medina. Friday, August 9th, celebrate America's Heroes with Justin Moore.
This is my dirt.
And Saturday, for Volunteer Appreciation Night, it's country superstar Kane Brown.
Baby, I swear I can feel it in the air.
Log on to LeeCountyFair.net for tickets and more information. Don't miss the 88th Annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo, August the 2nd through the 10th in Lovington. 88 years of tradition.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo, when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful VC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. 2024 Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer's suggested retail price. Manufacturer's suggested retail price excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
Need to revamp your living space? 84 Lumber is your one-stop destination for quality materials and unbeatable service. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or a professional builder, 84 Lumber's knowledgeable team has you covered with the materials you need to get the job done right. From durable siding and roofing materials to sturdy decking and fencing options, you can weatherproof your property while fitting your budget and personal style. 84 Lumber is your hometown building partner. Visit the Alamogordo location at 3401 North White Sands Boulevard and get building with 84 Lumber.
If you, your business, or your organization is needing a venue or facility to host a meeting, convention, party, or other special event, don't cram everyone into your tiny little office. Call the Lee County Event Center. You don't have to fill up the main floor. The Event Center has many other smaller rooms that are perfect for meetings, seminars, parties, and other special events. The Lee County Event Center, seating for 25 or 2,500, 5101 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Call 575-391-2100 or visit LeeCountyEvents.com.
Dear summer vacay, load up on fun in a new Toyota. 4Runner's an off-road icon. Tundra hauls it all with its tenacious twin-turbo engine. And Tacoma takes adventure straight to the top. Want to ride with sizzling hot style and efficiency? The all-new all-hybrid Camry is revving and ready. Visit Toyota.com or your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places.
Get in on an explosion of cash at Inn of the Mountain Gods with our $45,000 burst of cash drawings. Earn entries every Friday in July for 100 slot points. Then at 9 p.m., we'll draw 10 players to win up to $5,000 cash. Catch the $45,000 burst of cash at Inn of the Mountain Gods. Must be 21 or older. Visit innofthemountaingods.com or see Apache Spirit Club booth for details.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
The weather forecast for southeast New Mexico is Roswell temperatures in the mid-90s this afternoon with a chance for thunderstorms at 30%, down to 85 to 96 degrees in Carlsbad, Artesia with a 30% chance for thunderstorms. And a 20% chance of thunderstorms in Lovington on this Friday. So hot and steamy, but the weekend shows more rain for Lovington, 60% chance for thunderstorms in our studios, and 90 degrees on Saturday. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
You guys ready?
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
And I want to make sure I get the quote exactly right.
You seem particularly triggered right now.
Today is National Daiquiri Day.
Let's do daiquiris.
Daiquiri me!
A daiquiri?
Another round of daiquiris. Today we are celebrating a frozen beverage.
Blueberry daiquiri.
Can I have a strawberry daiquiri?
I had a few virgin daiquiris.
It's a day to celebrate the favorite drink of Ernest Hemingway and John Kennedy.
Happy National Daiquiri Day!
Guess we gotta make daiquiris now.
It's showtime!
Let me tell you something, brother. He's always told you exactly what he thought, and he still does, brother. All you lowlifes, all you scumbags, all you drug dealers, and all you crooked politicians need to answer one question, brother. What you gonna do when Donald Trump and all the Trumpomaniacs run wild on you, brother?
It was that time of night last night. Hulkamania, Kid Rock, Dana White, Jason Aldean.
It was an entertainment fest.
They brought the big back.
Lee Greenwood.
Yeah.
Lee Greenwood. And Donald Trump was more subdued than I have ever seen him.
Well,
there are people saying that he experienced a life-changing event.
Could be.
Well, yeah.
I bet he did.
Eric was fiery enough for him, I think.
I think he did was what Trump wasn't going to do.
And at that point, when your life is flashing before your eyes, it's a life-changing event. I think Donald Trump experienced that. So I got lots of cuts this morning, believe me. A lot of great cuts that I had to leave off because there's just too much stuff. And, of course, we have the extended version, so we don't have that extra half hour. So,
right.
But we'll come back next week and play some of them if they're really, really good. All right, 608-608, we are B on the Breakfast Club. I'm Kevin B. Tom A. in the studio, Blake in the studio.
Yes, sir.
Flight Attendant Safety Professional Day going on. If you're flying on Boeing, that's very important. Don't get sucked out of the window. International Retainers Day, Daiquiri Day. You know, in Louisiana, still have the drive-through daiquiri bars. You drive up, get your daiquiri. They have changed that law a little bit. They put a piece of tape on the straw. Like that's going to stop you.
Well, don't they, isn't the Hurricane, isn't that a take on daiquiris? Isn't that a little bit?
Yeah. Hurricane parties, back in the day. Yeah. Flinch Day. Tom, do you flinch?
No.
Okay, Blake, take one of those those push pen needles and go to stick him in the arm. Let's see if he'll flinch.
Got a rubber band.
Because I know he flinches. Blake, did you tell him you put a spider in his ear?
There it is. No, it's in your headphone.
Oh.
Yeah.
You don't feel it yet? It must have got. Oh, I see. It's on your hat. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Raspberry Cake Day going on, National Words with Friends Day, and New Friends Day. Stick Out Your Tongue Day going on all day today. And we're broadcasting from the End of the Mountain God studio. Text line open, 877-396-W105. Being brought to you by our buddies at Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Find them at amigo-machinery.com or go talk to Bill today in Roswell. Question of the day. It's Open Line Friday. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about this morning. Being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer, more than just a parts store. And we are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, and others.
We are.
Yeah, you can see the live video feed and audio feed.
And
Tom has the
I would
same
like someone
red shirt on he had on Monday.
Yes.
This is the second one. I have 2 red shirts.
But you wore this one twice this week, you said.
This is the second one. I only wear both shirts twice a week.
Now, the tech system went down as part of this whole global whatever. And it's supposedly back up. We were able to get in. I haven't had any texts yet this morning. I didn't get any from most of the overnight shows, so I don't know.
Stock market,
if
they
we're
say,
getting
is
it
back up. Airlines are still struggling. So this is a mess.
Well, I got the story on that. It was a global IT outage affecting services throughout the world. Airlines, healthcare, you name it, broadcasters as well. And it's believed to be, the meltdown is believed to be related to an issue at the software company, Microsoft. And global security, it's called CrowdStrike.
In response to the people at the RNC trying to get home.
Right.
So it begins.
But anyway, I would like a couple
of. So it begins. And my phone is going crazy.
That works. Thank you, folks, for texting in so we know it is working.
So we got,
So we're going to get updated with the price of oil. The stock market yesterday was way up because Trump is coming back. Trump, baby. We'll talk about the RNC in just a second. We'll keep you updated. I'll check the weather in a second. I'll give you an update on the tweet of the day. Usually we do funny stuff, but in light of the shooting, the director of Secret Service has spoken. I'll play that. And the Butler, Pennsylvania councilman, I went back and he spoke about the shooting and placing blame squarely on the shoulders of Secret Service. Newsmax with a report yesterday, Joe Biden's out of the race. I'll get to that. And I don't know if you noticed this guy, David Urban from CNN. He did a shame on Joe Biden, and I'll play that whole thing coming up in a second. Bud Light has now fallen to number 3 when it comes to sales rankings. Modelo is number 1. Michelob Ultra, number 2.
Well, Modelo is an Anheuser-Busch product, though.
Yeah, it is. But
that's kind of cool that Michelob Ultra moved into number 2.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. I like the idea of low carbs, but Michelob Ultra to me just... No, thank you.
I'm a Guinness drinker, so I like... I
don't like the black stuff. I don't like the dark stuff. So...
You can drink it with a spoon.
Yeah, I don't care. It just fills me up. I can't drink much of it.
Right.
Now, here in the Philippines, I drink San Miguel Light, which is 8% alcohol. And then the other one is Red Horse. I'll drink that from time to time, which is like 12% alcohol. And that will make you go buwang. If you don't know what that means, it's kind of like a local. So Modelo is number 1, proving again that Americans are totally fine with stuff crossing the border. Anheuser-Busch actually owns all 3 of those beers.
Is Michelob Ultra?
I didn't think Anheuser owned Michelob.
No, I thought
Michelob.
Miller.
That's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
By the way, all 3 will leave a bad taste in your mouth. Joe Scarborough, former congressman and current host on MSNBC's Morning Joe, has all but called out the Biden aides for helping him exit the race. But those aides couldn't respond. Yeah, because they're too busy changing the diaper of Joe Biden. Scarborough is a Biden guy.
Yes.
And he said he thinks Biden did a terrible job at the debate, but he believes that the guy has a bright future. He has a bright future staying home. And look, I'm not a guy that wants Joe to leave the race. I think it would be great if he stayed in the race. I do.
I want him in the race.
I want him in the race.
But I have said,
change.
I have said the super delegates, and I've said this for months, the super delegates are going to decide who the Democrat candidate is.
Yeah, but what do you say out of those primary voters who voted for him?
What does it matter? They don't care about those people.
Look, they had no choice because there was no process. There were multiple people that wanted to run against Joe Biden, and the Democratic Party screwed them out of the chance to run, including RFK Jr.
Well, and you got to remember, Tom, you act like those people care about the people who voted. They don't care about the American people.
They circumvented the process. The process is there that multiple people will be able to run if they get enough signatures. The Democratic Party said, no, we don't follow the rules and we're not going to do it. So I have no pity in my heart for those idiots. I just don't.
No.
Portable suicide pod. We looked into that yesterday. Very first in Switzerland. And providing death without medical supervision. The space-age Sarco capsule, first unveiled in 2019. It has the replacement for the oxygen inside with a nitrogen causing the death.
Right.
It cost about $20 to use. So that's how much it costs to put yourself to death.
And I'm assuming as long as it's clean, your family can sell it.
Yeah, I guess they can rent it out or, make a little money on the side. Lou Dobbs passed away. The veteran news guy was on CNN, then Fox Business. He was 78 years old. And Bob Newhart passed away at 94 yesterday also. So two individuals that passed away both yesterday. And Lou Dobbs, great news guy. And, Lou Dobbs went against the border when it wasn't fashionable to go against the border, and he was called a racist.
Yep.
But it just turns out that his wife was actually a Mexican national that he had married and brought to the United States and did it the right way. So when they used to call him a racist, he'd go, my wife is Mexican, right? Oh.
Kind of shuts that down, doesn't it?
No, I've been there, yeah. Lawmakers yesterday shot down the governor, and the governor was not happy, Michelle Lujan Gresham. Lawmakers filled the roundhouse on Thursday as part of the first day of the special session that was called by the governor, Michelle Lujan Gresham. Lawmakers, however, did not pass any of the governor's proposed bills.
Nope.
After hours now, they did give funding for the fires in Ruidoso.
Yes.
And what was the other?
They gave $100 million in disaster relief for the Ruidoso area, and then they gave another $3 million to the state court system to work on assisted outpatient treatment and diversion programs.
But everything, I don't even know where that's coming from. I think I hit my mouse. But everything else that she wanted was gone.
Yep.
No, and look, I get it. Those type of bills, it takes time.
Yes.
It takes time. And why are we going to rush them through?
Well, and that's what the lawmakers said. They said, look, the governor is trying to rush complex legislation, and we're not going to do that.
And what the governor really was worried about, the safety of New Mexicans, the bill extending the violent crime, the sentencing was introduced by Republicans.
It was.
She could have went to the Democrats and said, this is a good bill. We need to get behind it.
Right.
But she didn't.
No.
So that just proves that she's not real interested in the safety of New Mexicans.
She typically gives whoever is carrying her water. Her staff writes up these bills and gives it to the legislators that she wants to carry that. Yeah. And so she wrote whatever it is. So there's probably something in there that we are not going to like, because that's why they didn't want the other bill.
So we're going to see where this goes, but she is not happy with Republicans or Democrats today.
Too bad.
Probably Mark Moores is the only one she's happy with.
Yeah, she's not happy. All right, 620. I got a lot of things to get to. Tweet of the day on the way. Thought for the day still to come. Tom on the text in just a second. Let me check the weather real quick. Being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the home store. Find them in the Broadmoor Mall in Hobbs. These folks have a lot of everything that you might need to go to work in the patch. Yeah, they've got FR jeans, coveralls, gloves, shirts. You don't need the coats right now, but they've got them. They also have hard hats and work boots. They have a section of boots for $99. $99. And, of course, safety gear and steel-toe boots. And while you're there, check out the furniture, appliances, and electronics with zero-down financing. Scrub Outfitters is right next door, and they have a huge selection of medical scrubs, the largest in about 100-mile radius. And they have the big-name brands, Peaches, Dickies, Healing Hands, Medcountures, and others. And they have a huge selection of compression socks, different colors, different designs. And they have comfortable shoes, medical equipment, and more. Scrub Outfitters, Rig Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall. Sunny today, should get up to about 93. 70% chance, make that a 10% chance of rain tonight, and down to about 70. Tomorrow, a 30% chance of rain in the morning and in the afternoon. Scattered showers, 93 for the high for your Saturday. Increasing rain, 60% chance of rain tomorrow night. And even Sunday, up to a 70% chance of rain. Rain on Monday and Tuesday. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by La Tienda Thriftway. You can find them in Carlsbad. Super savings going on right now. Country-style ribs are the pork steaks, $1.99 a pound. T-bone steaks, just $9.99 a pound. Fryer drumsticks, $1.19 a pound. Texas cantaloupes, $2.99 each. From the deli department, get smoked turkey for $6.99. Also, Virginia smoked ham for $4.99 a pound. Get salami for $5.49 a pound, and pepper jack cheese for $6.99 a pound. Black or red plums, $2.49 a pound. And you can also find huge savings when it comes to Boston butt roast. The pork roast, just $2.19 a pound. And if you're looking for round steak, they have the top round steak for just $5.99 a pound. And if you're looking for some beverages, Bud Light, Coors Light, and Miller 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, just $12.99. Find those today. Of course, La Tienda in Carlsbad. Check them out today. Tom in the text, 623.
All right, text is saying Lou Dobbs will be missed. He had Paul Ryan figured out, and what a backstabber he was to Trump.
He did.
That one texter. And another texter said, good morning, guys. Fight, Trump, you're and fight, and Biden, you are fired. Kamala's nobody wants you to even run, not even Biden. Trump bans 2024. God bless America, says the text.
Amen.
And you spoke to Will yesterday. People were asking, how is he, B?
I've spoke to Will yesterday. I spoke to Will this morning about a friend of ours who is not doing good. I'm not going to talk about that right now because I haven't talked to her. But Will seems to be doing well. And that I was giving him my itinerary for when I come back because I'll be back. I fly out on the 22nd. I'll miss the 23rd, which is a Friday. I'll be back to work on that Monday. And then I leave on the 28th to go to Vegas, and then I return on that Tuesday, whatever the hell day it is. But we've got that weekend. And I'll do the show as from wherever. And then I'll be there for a month-ish, and then go see my mom, come back for a little while, and just hang out. And, Tom, you're welcome to go on as many vacations as you like. Okay. I mean, if you need vacations, look, I know you work hard. If you need vacations, please go ahead and take them.
I will do that.
See your kids, see your brother.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, I know you probably need more vacations.
All right. John Boy saying, good morning, guys. I tweeted to Elon Musk to fix the outage. He said he might buy Microsoft. Ha, 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 ha. He's saying this morning.
Well, you think with the oomph that Microsoft has, they would be able to take care of that. Mm-hmm.
That would be funny if he bought that out.
Microsoft.
Yeah, I know Bill Gates is no longer really part of it, but that would still be funny.
But he still is the largest stockholder.
He is.
And, oh, my God, I think B wet himself when he was playing the Trump clip. The Trump clip, says the texter.
I didn't play a Trump clip.
That's what they're saying.
I think they're talking about the Hulk Hogan
I played a Hulk Hogan, and I'm not even a Hulk Hogan fan. I'm not a wrestling fan.
I would have loved to have seen Tom's reaction when the Hulkster came out.
Oh, baby, look at the Hulkster. Oh,
Well,
baby.
He touched all the demographics last night, didn't he?
Oh, he touches things.
Yeah, I mean, the president.
Well, when he ripped his shirt off?
Yeah, everybody.
You think Hulk Hogan touched all the demographics?
I think so. Wrestling is popular,
How did
dude.
he do that?
Wrestling is popular, especially down in the South. We love our wrestling down here.
Tom?
We're in the West.
You're
Well,
not
Southwest.
in the South, number one. Let me just specific, and we wouldn't claim you. I'm from the South.
Well, Southwest. It's in the neighborhood.
Damn sure ain't.
That's why there are regions, Tom.
Yeah.
That's not in the neighborhood.
Well, Texas is in the
Well,
neighborhood.
you know what I'm talking about.
The part of
I'm
Texas,
from the South. You're
part-
from like South Odessa.
part of Texas is more like the South. The east part of Texas is more south. But
You're like from South Odessa.
Yeah, you go
the
west of
barrio.
35. That's West Texas. That's part of the Southwest.
Yeah.
You're from the barrio South Odessa.
South Midland, excuse me.
So you're from the Southwest.
Well, still, we love wrestling down here, too.
But not
Speak
like they
for
do
yourself.
in the South.
So,
I like entertainment TV.
So I thought it was interesting that he
want
brought
you
up
guys
his.
to think about this.
Yeah.
He goes from the Hallmark Channel to wrestling.
not last
You're
night.
conflicted as hell.
He just likes
you
people.
are conflicted.
He just likes people grabbing each other and rolling around.
I guess that's what it is.
I thought it was kind of interesting that Hulk did bring up his partner, Macho Man, Randy Savage, when he was talking about the partnerships.
Well, do you
and how-
know, and this is true because I saw this on TikTok, him and Randy Savage had an out.
Yes.
Yes.
And they didn't speak for
No.
like 5 years.
No.
And then Hulk Hogan said that he got up one day and he said God told him to reach out to Randy. And he goes,
Really?
bro, I don't know what you're so upset about. And it was about somebody said that you said.
Oh, those.
It was one of those deals.
Yeah.
And, you know, wrestlers are athletes to a certain degree,
Yes.
and they have an ego.
Yes.
And so Randy had his feelings hurt, and then Hulk was like, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. I never said anything like that.
Right.
It's not true. And so they were able to mend. And Hulk Hogan said, I miss you. What do I have to do to fix this? And they fixed it.
Yeah.
So
Wait.
super, super cool.
Well, and also, Hulk this year became a born-again Christian.
Yeah, he did, which is good.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he was probably drinking way too much alcohol and, you know, other stuff.
Well,
Who
and
knows?
for those that don't really know Trump's background, I mean, they know he was a businessman and everything.
Right.
But most people, and I would venture that there's a lot of people, and I don't know if most is the right word, but they don't really know that a big part of Trump's involvement in all kinds of things was the entertainment business.
Yeah,
You
well,
know, was it Miss USA or Miss America?
Miss USA.
Okay, so that was his pageant.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was involved in wrestling for a long time.
Yeah.
He was in
and
music.
would it surprise you if maybe Trump loaned money to the McMahon family?
No, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
It wouldn't
They're good
surprise
friends,
me either.
Yeah.
And Linda McMahon spoke last night.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't miss her. I didn't see her.
What time did you get back up?
And it looks like her face is real tight.
Yes,
I mean,
yes, it looked like her
real
face.
tight. Look,
She was-
like,
She was early.
Oh, was she early? I didn't see her there.
yeah, it looks like her face is real tight. One thing that I did take away is that Donald Trump did something that no other Republican has done.
Yep.
And he spoke, number one, to everybody.
Yes, he did.
He said, I don't care if you're black, white, brown, Asian. You know, if you didn't vote for me last time, I get it. I need your help.
Right.
And he said, so if you've been left behind, and he spoke of the American dream.
He did.
And he said that he did not want to speak to 50% of America.
Yes.
He wanted to speak to 100% of the American people.
Right.
And he said, we can't go on like this with inflation and people barely getting by And so I think he spoke to the American people and hopefully touched American people. And there are people out there that, were mad because some of the signs in the audience about mass deportation.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad.
No.
We have laws in this country that need to be followed.
Yep.
And your grandkids should not carry the burden for foreigners coming into America.
Nope.
I'm sorry. And if you think about it like that, foreigners coming into America,
mm-hmm.
those foreigners are responsibility of their home country.
Yep.
We should not bear the responsibility for everybody. Your tax dollars shouldn't bear the responsibility.
Nope.
So if that's something that offends you, I beg of you to please rethink that.
Yes. Think about it this way. If there's 20 million illegal foreigners in this country, and let's say normally out of that group we would have 1 million. So if you sent 19 million back to where they came from, what would that do to our costs of everything?
Well, I want you to think about the lack of housing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Housing would go down. There would be more plentiful. Food prices would come down because it would be more plentiful.
This is a two-part problem. Americans need to get back to work. Americans need to start having some gumption.
Amen.
And saying, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to support myself. I'm going to support my family because it's the American way.
Amen.
And then we need a guest worker program, a really good guest worker program where we bring people in, kind of like Disney does. They bring them in for 6 months and then send them home.
Yep.
My brother does that with his hotels. He's got about 300 hotels that him and his partners manage. And, they bring people in from all over the place.
Right.
Cuba, Philippines, all over the place. They stay for 6 months and go home. And somebody else comes and fills that spot. Last night, Joe Biden got bad news. Federal court blocked student loan bonanza. Federal appeals court yesterday temporarily shut down President Joe Biden's nearly $500 billion plan to cancel our lower student debt and transfer that to taxpayers. Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals yesterday paused the Biden savings on the Valuable Education SAVE plan.
Yeah.
So they put a halt to it, even though the Supreme Court had already said that it was unconstitutional. And Biden was about to roll out a $1.3 billion in addition to the $500 billion student loan.
Right.
We can't give it all away. Biden's campaign insisting the president is in the race to stay. I'm going to get to Newsmax story coming up next. I got to get to the tweet of the day. 634. The tweet of the day this morning being brought to you by our friends at the Hobbs Airfield Speedway. They are racing tonight and tomorrow night. Call Jamal for more information, 575-631-3099. So tonight, the gates open at 6. Races start soon after that at 7. $15 for spectators. You want to race? You can race. Get in touch with Jamal. Tomorrow night, they've got no box, junior dragster, street, and bikes. They'll be racing all of those. Bracket racing going on. Find out more information. Hobbs Airfield Speedway, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Or call Jamal, 575-631-3099. Tweet of the day being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway. So updated news when it comes to what happened with Secret Service. So the Secret Service director is speaking out. Here's something she said about the slope roof. It was just too much of a sloped roof. Even roofers couldn't get up there and get on that sloped roof.
Should that roof have been secure, period?
That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered there, that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. And so, the decision was made to secure the building from inside.
So we were inside the building where we can't see what the hell is going on. Look, I am not in any way.
I'm looking at it right now. It happens to be on video. And it's a typical metal building with that low pitch roof.
Very low pitch.
So 3 or 4 12.
Yeah, and by the way, the building that the Secret Service shooters were on, pretty much the same.
Well, I think that one was actually a little steeper. I think that was probably like a 612.
But it wasn't that guy that took out the shooter. Right?
And they sure stood around walking around after they shot the guy, because we're watching that video too.
Yeah, they had the hose pipe up there cleaning out the evidence and stuff. Butler, Pennsylvania, councilman spoke out about the shooter and about what was their responsibility.
Me to post and on the social media platform last night, and of course, obviously, talk to you today, is that our local Butler Township Police, their duties that were assigned to them, and we have an operational plan that details all that, were strictly traffic detailed. They were not required or not detailed to any security detail related to the event. It's strictly traffic to help people coming in and out of the event. If there is an emergency, those type of things. We saw the number of people, the number of cars at the event.
So, it's amazing how quick Secret Service was throwing them under the bus.
Yep.
And the Fraternal Order of Police came out and pretty much demonized Secret Service. It was like, hold up a second. You're not going to throw our men and women under the bus. Whole thing, I think, is a lie. The truth will come out.
It will.
Soon. Yep. I hope. All right, 637 morning show being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, homegrown and proud of it. Farm and Ranch Supplies, Western Wear, they've got all your looking good Western Wear and your work gear too. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, they are your certified Purina dealer. Find them online at roswelllivestock.com. Also in Capitan at the Lincoln County Mercantile. Newsmax was the first to break the story that Joe Biden is stepping down. Here's more on that.
According to multiple Democratic sources, this is happening all of a sudden. Everyone said it would happen gradually and then all at once, and that's what's happening. According to my sources, President Biden has agreed to step down as the Democratic nominee.
Oh, man.
It will happen as early as this weekend. A speech has been drafted for him. He will continue on as president, is his intention. He also will not, I'm told, endorse Vice President Harris as his successor. They're hoping that he will endorse an open process in which the convention will be open to Vice President Harris and a few other candidates in Chicago to pick the Democratic nominee for president. The belief is that Vice President Harris is already looking at potential running mates to go to Chicago with a full ticket, including one possibility, Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky, and perhaps the governor of Pennsylvania, Governor Shapiro. Other possible candidates who are being talked about include Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, perhaps Gretchen Whitmer, and again, the vice president running. On the first ballot, the regular delegates would be allowed to vote under this agreement that's being talked about amongst the president and high-level Democratic officials. The regular delegates would vote on the first ballot. If there is no winner on the first ballot, the so-called super delegates would be allowed to vote on the subsequent ballot.
I don't even know how they put together the convention, because they had pretty much canceled the convention and said it was going to be a Zoom convention.
Well, they're still having it in that place, so they could backtrack on that. But this really goes back.
They could.
I think I said this in January, that the super delegates are going to be the one to decide who is the Democratic nominee.
Boy, it's kind of late in the ball game. It really is. And look, if they do not pick Kamala Harris, black folks should be very upset.
Well, maybe they might come out
with
Women
should be very upset.
Big Mike might come out there.
No, I don't think Michelle Obama has any desire to jump in.
Although Ted Cruz mentioned that he predicted that Joe Biden would not run again, and then he said that Michelle Obama would be the nominee.
Well, we'll see. I don't know if anybody has seen this on CNN. I love this guy, David Urban. This is the second thing that I've seen a report that he was speaking about. And I don't know if they're trying to do the fair and balanced, but David Urban speaking up for the Gold Star families.
It's just unforgivable, okay? Hunter Lopez's father, when Anderson, I got choked up, his father was reading those names. Somebody who's went to West Point, served in the military, been deployed overseas, fought in a war. The fact that Joe Biden never met with those families, the fact that Joe Biden forgot that those kids died.
Right.
It's just unforgivable. The fact that the White House has never bothered to clean up or say we're sorry is just unforgivable. It's unforgivable to me as an American.
I know it's CNN, but thank God they've got that guy on to try to keep them straight. That was pretty awesome.
My guess is that he probably has some kind of military ties.
Right.
And so he's a little more normal on that issue.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, if I was the RNC or I belonged to some super PAC, I would take that whole segment from the Gold Star families, and I would put together
awesome.
30
and
and 60-second
I'm going to
commercials.
play it heading into the national anthem and the pledge.
Okay.
I can't believe Kellyanne Conway, just a beautiful woman, a smart woman, is married to George Conway. He was on MSNBC talking about the RNC.
And at the sort of front of the cultural vanguard, right? But the atrophy on that level, and to just be in this bunker of cultural insignificance is I mean, again, golf pros from Trump Doral, they can't get anybody who is part of mainstream culture to be a part of this showcase this evening.
Right, it's a freak show, and it is just. I don't understand, as McKay said, I don't understand who they're trying to appeal to here. I really don't.
Isn't that the biggest joke? I mean,
wait, they're saying they don't have any appeal? Probably one of them. Okay, let's just go down this list real quick. Dana White, UFC, pretty popular.
Yeah.
Right? Franklin Graham.
Yeah.
Pretty popular among the religious right. Hulk Hogan, one of the most famous wrestlers in history among the people who are of voting age.
Yes.
Right? Kid Rock.
Yep.
Again, arguably a famous star among the people who are old enough to vote.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's just for starters.
I will put money on this. There will be more people that watch the RNC than watch the Democratic National Convention.
Well, and then you had Amber Rose the other night.
Yes.
You had,
the list.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on.
It's a wide tent. Like everyone was represented. What group was not represented by a speaker at the convention?
Yeah. And this guy's a freak show himself. Trump did a fundraiser yesterday. This is the first time he ever talked about the shooting in public. Here's what he said.
And then I got shot. What's that? How does that happen? Well, you say, how did that happen? But I got lucky. God was with me, I tell you.
So that was the first time that he spoke about being shot in public, was at a private fundraiser. And then, of course, later on in the night, he did speak out about being shot and what kind of moment that was. Of course, Joe Biden is locked away in the bunker where he was last time, but he's got surrogates that are actually representing him, like Representative Joyce Betty. She spoke about Joe Biden.
Yes. This November, we're going to make America great again.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You can't make
Thank
this
you.
up.
And then, of course, Kamala is out speaking. And Kamala has a way with words.
We're too busy watching what you're doing to hear what you're saying.
What the hell does that mean? That's like something Tom would say.
And I have the quarter on that. I've quartered that.
What?
By the way, she talked about forgiving debt. Of course, we all need our debt forgiven.
It is we who have canceled debt, including student loan debt. In fact,
illegally.
Testify if you have received it.
Testify. Yeah, it's forgiving debt. Is that basically all you guys can do? Is forgive debt? Now, she did speak about lowering your energy costs. Wait a second. Under Joe Biden, energy costs is up like 46%.
We are also fighting to lower energy costs. We made historic investments in clean energy. Today, America has record energy production, and we are energy independent.
Number one, we're not energy independent
What a
right
liar.
now.
I swear.
And energy cost is up 46%. You know, I think their belief is if you say it enough,
Believe it.
people will believe it.
Right.
If you say it enough, they will believe it. I think that's exactly what they believe. All right, Tom on the text. I gotta get into a lot of different cuts from the RNC. Of course, we'll have lots of Donald Trump cuts. Our number 877-396-W105. Tom on the text.
All right, let's go to the phone first. Good morning. You're on Being the Breakfast Club. Where are you calling from? Who's this?
This is Frank from
Hey,
the
Frank.
patch.
What's
Yes,
up, Frank?
Sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, guys. There's a couple of things that I need to express today, and the first one is Lou Dobbs, a great newscaster and reporter, passed away yesterday. And the point is that if you all know of Lou Dobbs or heard of Lou Dobbs, he was the person that got fired from Fox before Tucker Carlson, like 5 years ago or 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he got fired for exposing George Soros over there in the Panama, where all the illegals are crossing, and he exposed Mayorkas. And this is history. He exposed Mayorkas when he was an NGO over there in the Panama, where they're building bridges for all the illegals from Africa, from everywhere, from Iran, from everywhere. That's where they cross.
Mm-hmm.
And he passed away yesterday. And he got fired for exposing George Soros. And they were giving $5,000 credit cards, debit cards, to the crossers right there where they were crossing. And he exposed them. And, man, Fox News, the government came down on Fox News and told them, you need to get rid of that guy because he's exposing secrets that don't need to be exposed. And they got rid of him. He passed away yesterday. My second thing is, when my daughter and my sons were born, they would put a little ink on their feet and their hands, and they would put them on a paper, and then they would give us a paper of the copy, their fingerprints and their footprints.
Right.
And that's part of the American thing, this is who we are. And all the illegal immigrants or illegal aliens that are coming across, we don't know who they are. We don't know who they are. So in 20 years from now, there's going to be a military here, and that's just my opinion. It's my it's my
Mine
thought.
too.
In 20 years from now, those people that came and that are 5 years old or 2 years old, and nobody knows where those kids are at. There's a whole bunch of speculation where they're at. So they're going to be brainwashed. They're going to be psychologically threatened and brainwashed and sexually abused. Who knows? But they're going to be the military of the future, and we have to be careful. We have to be careful because those people are not going to have remorse to pull the trigger, and they're going to be the government soldiers. And
I think it's worse than that, Frank. I think we have allowed a army into the United States of fighting age men today, and some of them are terrorists, and it's good. It's not going to be good. I appreciate you, Frank. You take it easy. Have an awesome weekend.
Go ahead.
10 minutes away from 7 o'clock. We got to do Thought for the Day, being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality service, dependable, boom or bust. They are there for you. They deliver oil and gas products on-road or off-road. So if you need it, they've got it, including interstate batteries. Thought for the Day this morning being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, wakefieldOil.com, in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is crabs probably think that fish can fly. It's my thought for the day. And if you weren't raised near the ocean, you're part of the bayou, you probably don't get it. All right, 10 minutes away from the hour of 7, 48-year-old Roswell man arrested after a vehicle and foot pursuit happened on July 17th, just a short time after Roswell PD obtained a warrant for him for multiple sex crimes involving 2 juvenile girls. Albert Montedragon was charged with 3 counts of criminal sexual contact with a minor, 7 counts of criminal sexual penetration, and 1 count of attempted criminal sexual penetration, 2 counts of kidnapping. Investigation by the Roswell Police Department Criminal Investigations Division said that it began in April of this year when one of the victims reported the situation to a school counselor. They say it had continued from May of 2023. He faces other charges now because he fled from the police. Florida Representative Walz claiming that the Trump shooter had 3 encrypted accounts overseas. So Michael Waltz, Republican from Florida, on Thursday said that he learned that the man who attempted to assassinate President Trump had 3 encrypted overseas accounts, suggesting there could be an attempt with a connection, I should say, with Iran and a plot to kill Donald Trump. He said this on Jesse Waters' prime time. Biden campaign says that Trump and the RNC speech failed and didn't mention Project 25.
Okay. So?
By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but he said Biden's name 1 time.
Well, here's the thing is if your political opponents go, well, they didn't talk about this. Yeah, because it's not an issue.
Right. Large explosion rockets Tel Aviv in the middle of the night happened just down the street from the U.S. Embassy. Whistleblower revealing what Secret Service said during the briefings before the Trump assassination attempt. The United States Secret Service acknowledged it had a limited resources during the briefing that was held on July 13th before the rally in Pennsylvania, which was of course, the assassination attempt.
Right.
But part of the reason they had lack of resources, according to the whistleblowers, multiple whistleblowers, is due to the NATO summit in Washington, D.C. That took place July 9th through 11th.
And then I think Jill also was having...
Well, Joe Biden was also in Pennsylvania, and they took multiple people off from the Trump rally detail and moved them to the Joe Biden detail.
It left Donald Trump exposed.
Multiple things. 1/3 of Democrats believe that the assassination attempt on Trump was staged, according to a brand new poll. 1/3 believe that it was all staged.
No. How?
No, I'm just telling you what the Democrats are saying. 1/3 believe that it was staged.
Nobody's going to take that chance.
Staged.
You're going to take the chance of somebody grazing you with a bullet.
No.
I would not take the most decorated marksman ever. I would not take that chance.
No, me either. From the RNC last night, the Reverend Lorenzo Solwell from Detroit spoke. It was pretty inspiring.
If President Trump had moved 1 millimeter, he wouldn't have been here on Monday to talk to us about how America was going to be made wealthy again. If President Donald Trump would have moved just a millimeter, he wouldn't have been here on Tuesday to talk about how he was going to make America secure again. If President Donald Trump would have moved just a millimeter, he wouldn't have been here on Wednesday to tell us how he was going to make America strong again. And if President Trump would have moved just a millimeter, we will not be hearing tonight how he was going to make America great again.
I'm going to be honest with you, looking out in the crowd and seeing the African Americans and the Hispanics in the crowd was quite refreshing.
It was a true representation of America. There were everyone in that audience.
And the party is changing, and it's changing it's changing towards something that could work out to be really great.
Yes.
Really great. Tucker Carlson also spoke about J.D. Vance at the RNC.
J.D. Vance, I'll say this about him, is a thoroughly decent man, and I'll just admit it, a friend of mine, one of the very few politicians in Washington who actually is very close to his own wife, which is wonderful to see. And she's wonderful, actually. But J.D. Vance has views that are closer to Trump's voters than anyone else in Washington in office. Therefore, he's the vice president. That's called democracy.
Tucker Carlson also spoke about the shooting that happened on Saturday of last week.
When he stood up after being shot in the face, bloodied, and put his hand up, I thought at that moment, that was a transformation. This was no longer a man. Well, I think that. I think it was divine intervention. But the effect that it had on Donald Trump, he was no longer just a political party's nominee or a former president or a future president. This was the leader of a nation. And I think there's a difference. I've spent most of my life in Washington, where the president is at the top of the pyramid. Everyone wants to be the president. But if you think about it, the presidency comes with great power, obviously. But if you think about it, that is a title that is bestowed by a process of some sort that can be subverted. And in the end, it does not confer by itself, as no title does, legitimacy. Just because you call yourself the president doesn't mean that much inherently. I can call my dog the CEO of Hewlett-Packard. It doesn't mean she is.
So, Tucker Carlson. We've got Donald Trump up next. We'll hear from Donald Trump, the future president of the United States, in just a second. Tom, we'll get to the price of oil. We're running late, 6:58. We are on the Breakfast Club Morning Show this morning, being brought to you by WWRV3.com. Yes, they have 3 different RV parks in Carlsbad, 162 RV hookups, all coming with 30 and 50 amps available. All utilities included for one low price, and they are pet friendly. So find them on the web at WWRV3.com or pick up the phone and call them 988-0392. Quiet place for you working folks. 3 RV parks in Carlsbad, WWRV3.com. Tom on the text.
All right. The texter says, Frank for governor after that call this morning. And Rick Norris is saying, why doesn't Kamala talk about building more windmills? I mean, the people of Texas could use a few more. He's saying this morning. Yeah. And another text says, the Teamsters president endorsed Trump first time in 50 years, I heard, since they've endorsed a Republican. And they did the other night for sure. What? They did the other night when they endorsed him. And Bradley from the block says, you know what? Yeah, it's so slow that a dead body can even roll off, he's saying this morning. And too bad Uncle Ted didn't speak or perform at the RNC. Is that Ted Nugent? That's what they call Ted?
I'm guessing, since there's a little guitar.
Yeah.
So, and Tom, that wrestling is fake, except down in Mexico, they say. Okay.
Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre. And there you go. B.
Thank you, Tom. Straight up 7 o'clock, KWMW, Malchmore 105.1 FM. News coming up in just a second. Check of the weather being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 firearms in stock today. Handguns, rifles, and shotgun. Looking for accessories. They've got tons of accessories. Take the time to get in there and find the right gun. Trade in your old gun to get the upgrade gun. And ladies, if you've been thinking about personal protection, the world is crazy. Crime is up. The world is crazy. They have lethal and non-lethal personal protection. They'll be closed tomorrow. They're always closed on Saturday, open on Sunday. Look for the big yellow building, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Before I get to, I'll do the weather in a second. They have released the tape, the video and audio tape from that shooting in Roswell that involved the police.
Mm-hmm.
And another perfect example of mess around and find out. So I don't know if anybody has watched that, but it's out there. I did share it on Being the Breakfast Club if you want to go and check that out. 93 and sunny today. It is going to be nice today. 10% chance of early evening rain, down to about 70 tonight. 30% chance of rain throughout your Saturday. High 93. Increasing rain tomorrow night up to a 60% chance of rain and a 70% chance of rain for your Sunday. Check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror, atlasmakeupmirror.com. Find them on Facebook and Instagram. Check them out. 575-631-3189. Call and talk to Rebecca Long. If you don't know a whole bunch about the Atlas Makeup Mirror, it is the best makeup mirror on the market.
Yep.
Quality mirrors. You know, a lot of mirrors, you know, you really can't see anything in those mirrors because they're not quality mirrors. These are high-quality mirrors, times 1, times 5, times 10 magnification, comes with LED lights, and the whole rig just weighs less than 4 pounds.
Yep.
Comes in a traveling case, and they do have the mirror that mounts on your wall. The wall mount mirror is available now. Go to the website, order right from the website, atlasmakeupmirror.com. Tom, we got to get updated with the price of oil this morning. We didn't do that. 7:02, price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Solutions. And, of course, Cut Energy Services. Right now they are hiring. In fact, they have a training program called the Service Supervisor in Training Program. CDL is required, but they're looking for candidates. They're looking for diesel mechanics. They're looking for electric technicians. They're looking for equipment operators. You must have a CDL to apply. And they're looking for experienced pressure pump hands. Apply today. Go to greatoilfieldjobs.com or simply text Oilfield to 63566. Equal opportunity employer, a drug-free employer.
West Texas Intermediate, $82.51, $84.88 for Brent crude, and the price of natural gas is $2.79. B?
All right, some of the stories we're going to talk about in the next break. Obama tells allies that Biden's path to win is diminished. Tucker Carlson speaking. He got snubbed by CNN and MSNBC, but Fox, did they play him? I'll talk about that coming up in a second. Looks like Lubbock is bringing a safe haven baby box. I'll tell you more about that. The American auto giant pivots. Are they going to build more electric vehicles? I'll tell you about that. And the largest housing provider for migrant children engaging in what could be sexual abuse. I'll tell you about that. And the judge dismisses all charges against a man that was accused of murder. I'll dive into that and more. And we're going to talk about Trump's granddaughter, Caroline, sitting on his lap.
Yes.
That was sweet. We'll get to those stories and more coming up next. 7:04, news this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction. Trusted name in Southeast New Mexico, exceptional construction and siding services. They can take care of all your residential construction. They can also take care of those metal buildings that you've been thinking about erecting. Yeah, metal buildings, industrial and commercial metal buildings. Maybe you've got some hail damage to the roof and the siding. Yeah, let them work with your insurance company. They can provide shingle or metal roofs. And, of course, they do siding, metal roofs, seamless gutters, doors, windows, and much more. Find them on the web at Seminole Siding and Construction.com or 575-391-1430. We're coming right back. We're being the Breakfast Club on W105.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Well, Governor Grisham has officially called a special session to address public safety in New Mexico. While the governor has faced pushback from her own party, she was surrounded at a news conference Wednesday by officials who were in support of that session. Mayors, law enforcement, tribal governors, and others from around the state came to the Capitol to support the special session. That session will focus on changes to the criminal code, including penalties for felons with guns, making it illegal to stand on medians in busy streets, and changes to the judicial system in terms of criminal competency and commitment. Many in attendance voiced their support for the special session. Valles Caldera National Preserve is seeking public input on resuming the collection of park entrance fees. The park is proposing to resume collecting entrance fees starting January 1st of next year. Proposed entrance fee would cover 7 consecutive days of entrance to the park. Rates are set by the national office at $25 for a vehicle pass, $15 per person, or $20 for a motorcycle. The proposal includes the option of a $45 annual pass specific to Valles Caldera and the ability to sell or issue the America the Beautiful annual and lifetime passes. In addition, the park plans to eliminate separate fees for fishing once the entrance fee program resumes. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Lovington Main Street and B&B Rentals proudly present the 3rd annual Live in Downtown. This year, they are adding a twist. Live in Lovington will be moving locations north to support downtown businesses affected by construction happening on Main Street. Join the fun with local businesses, plus door prizes, food trucks with sweets, treats, and much more. This week's featured local music artist is Forbidden Fruit at the Lovington Municipal Schools Administration North parking lot. Can't wait to see you live in downtown Lovington this Friday, July 19th from 6 till 9 p.m. Paid for in part by Lovington Lodgers Tax.
Say hell yes to savings at Tate Branch Hobbs. Small dings equal big savings on the inventory damaged in the last thunderstorm. Tate Branch is selling vehicles at $500 below invoice minus rebates. The lowest prices around. Cheaper than Lubbock, cheaper than Midland, cheaper than Odessa. Shop local while getting the best value at Tate Branch Hobbs. It's the dealership with the 2 big ramps. 4123 North Lovington Highway, across from Texas Roadhouse.
Calling all Scouts, it's time to reconnect and celebrate at the BSA Alumni Reunion. It's being held in Artesia at the American Legion Post 41 on Saturday, August 3rd from 5 to 7 p.m. This is your chance to catch up with old friends, share stories, and make new memories. Whether you're a seasoned Scout or just starting your journey, this event is for you. Don't miss out on this evening of fun, fellowship, and celebration. Mark your calendars for August 3rd and join them at American Legion Post 41 in Artesia. For more details, visit nmscouts.org. See you there.
If you, your business, or your organization is needing a venue or facility to host a meeting, convention, party, or other special event, don't cram everyone into your tiny little office. Call the Lee County Event Center. You don't have to fill up the main floor. The Event Center has many other smaller rooms that are perfect for meetings, seminars, parties, and other special events. The Lee County Event Center, seating for 25 or 2,500, 5101 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Call 575-391-2100 or visit LeeCountyEvents.com.
There's big summertime values this week at Bob's Ridgeway, the butcher shop. Country style pork ribs at $1.99 a pound. Get selected T-bone steak, $9.99 a pound, and your fryer drumsticks are just $1.19 a pound. Farm fresh favorites in produce with Texas cantaloupe, $2.99 each. Get the large mangoes, 2 for $1, and the large bell peppers for just 99 cents each, and your large white onions, 2 pounds for just $1. In the dairy case, you can bag a bargain with Blaine's heavy whipping cream, 16 ounces, $2.98. Daisy cottage cheese, 16 ounce, $2.58, and get the Daisy sour cream, 14 ounce, just just $248. These and hundreds of other big summertime values where the service and the quality still matter and where they still carry your groceries out. Bob's Ridgeway, 906 West Avenue D, right here in Lovington.
That is the sound of your company logo getting printed on 500 shirts. Smart move. And an even smarter move in choosing the experts.
Awesome Graphics, serving Southeast New Mexico and West Texas for 15 years, can not only brand your t-shirts, they can embroider your polos, hats, and jackets. They can print your signs and stickers, large and small. They can handle vinyl graphics for your vehicle. Are the windows in your business too plain? Awesome can print custom decals that allow you to see out, but your customers just see your logo. In fact, Awesome Graphics can put your logo on practically every promotional item under the sun, from coffee cups and water bottles to keychains and sun visors for your company vehicles. Want authentic Yeti Ramblers, mugs, or tumblers customized with your company logo? Awesome Graphics is ready. Stop by 523 West Sanger and Hobbs for ideas or simply visit myawesomegraphics.com. Trust Awesome Graphics and rest assured whatever they printed on, your logo will look awesome.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. We are listening to you.
I'll knock off now and take the next 2 days off. How's that?
Do that again. You are so stupid.
That's right.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
That's right. There is nothing wrong with your radio. That's right.
This is crazy. What's going on here? I don't know, but it's loud. I got $100 smoking in my billfold. I know I ought to save it, but it's burning a hole. Right through my pocket and into my skin. Come Monday morning, I'll be broke again. It's Friday, I'm free again. I got my motor running for a wild weekend. It's Friday, I'm out of control. Forget the working blues and let the good times roll. All we want to do is pop you up. I've fallen. And I can't get up.
Call or text 877-396-W105 with your opinion.
And I'm here. I'm dropping stuff. I feel like Joe Biden walking up the steps of Air Force One. Not good.
Well, that would you would have to drop it on the ceiling to do that because he falls up, not down.
Yeah, I'm over here dropping stuff all over the place. All right, 877-396-W105. Looks like the Economist and YouGov survey found 79% of Democrats would support Kamala Harris as their party nominee in November if Joe Biden withdraws from the race, which is certainly one way of just raising the white flag, you know. By the way, if Kamala is picked, there'll be lots of people laughing, but not quite cackling the way she does. Yeah.
If Joe Biden drops out, that's who I hope it is.
I hope it is.
Because
I don't want Joe to drop out.
No, I don't.
I think he's perfect the way he is.
Yep. Did you see the interview she did where somebody said, well, you're the border czar and you haven't been to the border? And she said, well, I haven't been to Europe either. It was a definite Tom answer.
I mean, if you want a moment where nobody respects America, elect Kamala Harris. Serious. It's bad. That would be tragedy. New study finds pepperoni is ranked the most popular topping on your pizza. 76% of people make that 67% of people love pepperoni. Tom, you ever had greasy meat in your mouth?
I would say Canadian bacon.
That wasn't the
question.
Well,
that wouldn't be greasy meat. I mean, pepperoni would be greasy meat.
He asked if you have had greasy meat in your mouth.
No. Okay. Canadian bacon.
The jumper who leapt to his death at the luxury hotel in Midtown this week was J. Michael Klein. J. Michael Klein, you remember the movie ticket firm called Fandango?
Yes.
He's the guy that co-founded Fandango, and he's jumping off a building.
Must have some issues.
Crazy.
Well, it just goes to show no one knows what someone else is going through.
No, what's in their mind. Bob Newhart passed away. We talked about Lou Dobbs passing away. And the recipients of the Kennedy Center Awards have been revealed. Grateful Dead's Mickey Hart.
Okay.
Well, the entire band, Grateful Dead members.
Very cool.
Phil Lesh and Bobby Weir. They're all going to get the Kennedy Awards. Grammy-winning songwriter Bonnie Raitt. Utaro Sandoval, the jazz musician.
Okay.
So those are recipients this year of the, of course, of the. Oh wait, did I leave one out? Yeah, Francis Ford Coppola.
Huh.
Also, of course, the Oscar-winning director.
Right.
Kennedy Center Awards coming soon. Biden telling allies that Biden's path to win re-election has greatly been diminished after the debate. Now, he hasn't said that in public, but supposedly he's told that to individuals. When asked that question, Obama declined to comment. Hey, look, if you have a lot of for somebody, you're not going to decline the comment. You're going to, no, I think he's a great candidate. I think he's awesome. No. Tucker Carlson, his speech was cut by CNN and MSNBC.
Of course.
Why would they snub him? Look, Fox is the one that fired him, and they played the speech last night.
The whole thing.
Yeah, but they don't like any other reporter who is not on the far left.
Maybe. Lubbock Fire and Rescue held the grand opening for the Safe Baby box. That is their first at South Plains and second in Lubbock. Super, super, super cool because they are a sanctuary for life city.
They are, yes.
So to have that, I think, is pretty cool. American auto giant pivots and says, no, we're not going to build electric vehicles. We're actually going to shift that money and production over to heavy duty, the big pickups, the huge pickups. So Ford is like F-350s. We're going to make more F-350s.
Right on.
And the super duty trucks. So their Kentucky and Ohio plants will start making the F-350s. That's awesome. 10-person fight. Baby cut with a broken glass.
No.
They did find a loaded rifle. Details emerging about the and somebody has been arrested for child abuse. Update on that story. A detective from Las Cruces Police Department Criminal Investigation Division stated the arrest affidavit that officers, when they arrived, they found 10 people involved in an altercation. This is like a knockdown throw-up. 2 officers had to wrestle a rifle away from a gentleman. 10 people have been arrested, and 1 person has been charged with which could be, injury to a child and child abuse. They believe that somebody punched through the car window, which shattered the glass and sent glass all over the baby, causing cuts, hundreds of cuts all over this poor baby.
Wow.
What did this baby do? Serious. Largest housing provider for migrant children. They've got a lot of sexual abuse going on. So employees for the largest housing provider for the unaccompanied migrant children in the United States repeatedly sexually abused and harassed children in their care for the last at least 8 years. Justice Department said on Thursday. Allegedly a shocking report of the offenses that took place as this company has been paid billions of dollars from the U.S. government. Southwest Key Programs incorporated employees, including supervisors, raped, touched, and provided unsolicited sex and nude images of kids, beginning in 2015. possibly earlier than that. It's just sick and sad. Number one, those kids don't deserve to be treated like that.
Right.
And should be reunited with their family members in the country of origin. Can you imagine the lawsuits that will stem from this?
Yeah.
And who is going to pay for that? That will be me and you, tax dollars. Our tax dollars will pay for that. A judge dismissed the case against Albuquerque man accused of murdering another man in his ex-girlfriend's home 2 years ago. Francisco Alameda was accused of breaking into his ex-girlfriend's house and shooting to death Alan Sandoval in January 2022. His trial went before Judge Cindy Leos, started Monday. She dismissed the case on Wednesday, claiming the investigators withheld evidence from Alameda's attorneys. That evidence was disclosed in court for the first time on Wednesday. The judge scheduled a hearing for October 25th to decide whether the state can refile those charges. Since the case was dismissed, he has been released from custody.
That's what they usually do. Yeah.
Sad. I don't know how many people watched RNC last night, but it was kind of one of those moments when Donald Trump's daughter, Caroline, crawled up on its lap, stealing the show.
Yes, she did.
And it is amazing the way they speak of this man. It really is. But I'm going to tell you, there is so much love in the Trump family.
There is. You can see that all throughout.
There is just so much love in that family. It's unbelievable. Donald Trump must have done something right.
Yep.
How many have been arrested?
Zip.
Not one of them. Not one. Crazy. All right, we're going to get to the taking out trash things that happened on this date in history. Tom and the Tex morning show being brought to you by Cold Brew Coffee Company, the only cold brew coffee in the area. They have amazing coffees to kickstart your day, delicious Red Bull drinks, and, of course, they have sweet treats and snacks and, of course, hearty lunch specials. Find out more information by just going in there and talking to them. 236 East Navajo, Suite 1100, right across the street from Tractor Supply and next door to, of course, 2A Tactical. You could find them and use them with DoorDash or stop and talk to them. 236 East Navajo in Hobbs. And, of course, amazing brews and bites are waiting for you. Tom and the Tex.
All right, Randy Prediger says, good morning, gentlemen. And he's saying, hope to call in and discuss the special session yesterday. And B, America isn't respected anymore, says this one other text. And Aaron is chiming in. He says, you know, the Teamsters did not officially endorse Trump that night, but they did speak at the convention. Look, when the president shows up of the Teamsters, it's an endorsement, guy. That's as good as it gets. And another texter says, you know, I wish they would stop playing with these pedos and just put a damn bullet in their head between the eyes and be done with them. I'm so darn tired of hearing y'all reporting these.
Oh, the pedophiles.
The pedophiles.
What did you call them? A pevo?
Did I say pedos? Pedos, excuse me. He goes on to say, I'm so darn tired of hearing y'all report these slum bags.
Every day.
Children.
Every day.
Well,
especially
look,
since our borders are wide open every
we
single
do have
day.
tall trees. And, well, I mean, you know, a short tree and a short rope would, I mean, they'll do good.
Right. And by the way, Trump should have had the king come in and talk, says the texter, during the convention. By the king, I'm referring to George Strait. Think of how many women's vote he would have gotten, says the text. I would have liked to see George too. B?
I don't know George Strait. And you know what? George Strait doesn't talk political stuff. So I guess we'll never know. All right, 724. We are beyond the Breakfast Club. Donald Trump spoke last night. I'll get to that. Let me get to taking out trash. Being brought to you by Trash Eaters, 575-390-4549, trash-eaters.com. They do residential pickups. Look, they got the 96-gallon poly carts. And if you're a business, they have the 2- and 4-yard metal dumpsters. And if you need them to haul away all your waste, they've got you covered. Yes, I'm talking about the roll-off containers. So if you are maybe on location right now, you need one of those roll-off containers, call Kayleen this morning. Or they can do your, of course, residential pickup too. 575-408-1719. I always say, do business with local folks. Good company, local folks, and a veteran. Trash-eaters.com for more information. Taking out trash, a woman accused of dine and dash in Panama City, Florida, last week was busted when she realized she forgot her purse inside. Video captured by a TikTok user shows the moment. Yeah, the dine and dasher demanded to get her purse back after mistakenly leaving it at the Longhorn Steakhouse after she bolted from paying her bill. The employee is heard notifying a party of 14 that their table was ready, but the woman, who was captured on video, asked for just a moment so she could go and get her purse. By the way, the manager was holding the purse. She yelled at the manager, demanded her bag back, as a man with her attempted to calm her down. Yeah, you try a dine and dash at the Longhorn Steakhouse. And, yeah, I mean, maybe try that out the Outback.
Doesn't her leaving it behind, doesn't that actually mean she abandoned it?
Well, I mean, I would
technically
just take her credit card and run her credit card and add a 40% tip for the waitress. Because when you dine and dash, yes, the money is taken out of the, from the restaurant. They don't get paid. But the waitress, the waiter, don't get paid. That's just low.
And a vote for Trump is no tax on tips.
That's right.
No tax on tips. Yeah, no tax on tips. Donald Trump last night said, I'm not even supposed to be here. Listen to the answer that the crowd responded with, I'm not supposed to be here.
I'm not supposed to be here tonight. Not supposed to be here.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Thank you. But I'm not. And I'll tell you, I stand before you in this arena only by the grace of Almighty God.
Yeah. So Donald Trump, is a changed man. He said that he is a changed man. We even talked about, every moment on earth is special.
But if the events of last Saturday make anything clear, it is that every single moment we have on earth is a gift from God. We have to make the most of every day for the people and for the country that we love.
Yep.
The attacker in Pennsylvania wanted to stop our movement, but the truth is the movement has never been about me. It has always been about you. It's your movement. It's the biggest movement in the history of our country by far. Can't be stopped.
He also talked about that nothing will stop him. Nothing will stop this campaign. Nothing will stop Donald Trump. Here's what he said last night.
Resolve is unbroken and our purpose is unchanged to deliver a government that serves the American people better than ever before. Nothing will stop me in this mission because our vision is righteous and our cause is pure. No matter what obstacle comes our way, we will not break, we will not bend, We will not back down, and I will never stop fighting for you, your family, and our magnificent country. Never.
He did talk about, when we put politics in the courts, that is a huge mistake.
Oh, yeah.
And we must not criminalize dissent or demonize political disagreement, which is what's been happening in our country lately at a level that nobody has ever seen before. In that spirit, the Democrat Party should immediately stop weaponizing the justice system and labeling their political opponent as an enemy of democracy.
Donald Trump also talked about restoring the vision of America last night.
We will restore and renovate our nation's once great cities, making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. And that includes our nation's capital, which is a horrible killing field. So many things. They leave from Wisconsin. They go to look at the Washington Monument. They end up getting stabbed, killed, or shot. We will be very soon very proud of our capital, again, Washington, D.C.
He also talked about blacks and Hispanics, that many of these jobs that have been taken away from Americans have been taken away from blacks and Hispanics.
Jobs are taken. By the way, you know who's taking the jobs that are created? 107% of those jobs are taken by illegal aliens. And you know who's being hurt the most by millions of people pouring into our country? The black population and the Hispanic population, because they're taking the jobs from our black population, our Hispanic population, and they're also taking them from unions. The unions are suffering because of it.
Donald Trump also talked about that we are going to drill, baby, drill. So important that we drill and become, independent like we were in oil and gas.
Yep.
Look, I am not one that will demonize, wind power and solar power and that type of stuff. I think it has its place.
Sure.
But why would we turn our backs on oil and gas? That wouldn't be smart, and it hasn't been smart. And when it comes to forcing people to buy electric vehicles, Donald Trump said he is going to reverse course.
And the electric vehicle mandate on day one. Thereby saving the U.S. auto industry from complete obliteration, which is happening right now, and saving U.S. customers thousands and thousands of dollars per car.
It's amazing because under Donald Trump, Korea, they had no problem. Yeah, they didn't want any part of Donald Trump and America. Same thing with Russia. Here's what he said about Russia.
Viktor Orban said it. He said Russia was afraid of him. China was afraid of him. Everybody was afraid of him. Nothing was going to happen. The whole world was at peace. And now the world is blowing up around us. All of these things that you read about were not going to happen. Under President Bush, Russia invaded Georgia. Under President Obama, Russia took Crimea. Under the current administration, Russia is after all of Ukraine. Under President Trump, Russia took nothing.
And he wrapped the night up by asking for everybody's support. Talked about the American dream. Said, if you didn't support me in the past, I need you to support me today. I thought it was brilliant.
So tonight, whether you've supported me in the past or not, I hope you will support me in the future, because I will bring back the American dream. That's what we're going to do. You don't even hear about the American dream anymore.
So Donald Trump ended the night and then flew back to New Jersey. They left at 4 a.m. in the morning. Do you think Joe Biden would have the stamina to do something like that?
No.
And by the way, they're out fundraising again this weekend. Where is the first fundraiser that J.D. Vance and Donald Trump will be at together? I think it's next weekend.
Yeah, in Michigan.
In Michigan. And I think it's so Michigan is very, very important. Flint, Michigan would be a gut shot to Whitmer and the Democrats. It really would.
Yep.
I think it would be a gut shot. Oh, I left out one cut, Tom. Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I left out
brother.
Hulkamania. I left out the cut from the Hulkster.
And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
As he tears off his shirt.
Yeah. Yep.
Tore it off. And how old is Hulk Hogan?
He's in his 60s already.
No,
I think
Hulk
he's older than
Hogan's
that.
got to be in his 70s.
Yeah.
Looks good, though, doesn't he? That's what
Hulk Hogan still works out every day.
That's what I aspire to do.
What?
Have those cannons like he does.
Okay.
I'm almost there.
He
Look.
is 70 years old. His birthday is August 11th, 1953.
Look.
Tom, I hope to God that you actually stick with it. And I hope you do. And when I get back next month,
yeah,
I'll work out with you if you want me to work out with you.
Did you say you have a muscle already?
Yeah, see, look at that muscle right there.
Show the camera. Yeah. Put it in the camera, Tom. It's over there. Move the mic.
I didn't see a muscle.
Get close to the camera.
I didn't see a muscle.
There's no sound in the muscle, Tom. Go ahead. We'll talk for you. We'll do
This
color.
is for the W105 Nation, ladies and
This thing would have stretched that far, but that's okay. All right, there's Tom flexing his muscle. Everybody look at the camera. And he's doing his best Hulk Hogan over there. So that's his workout. So there you go. Showing the guns. Tomas.
There you go. I don't want to work out with you, B. I mean, you're going to be going like 100 miles an hour, dude.
It looks like a 22 to me. It doesn't look like a real gun.
I thought it was interesting when Hulk Hogan broke his character last night and said, "That's a character I play.
Yeah, exactly.
My real name is Terry Bollea."
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said Donald Trump is his hero.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm going to try his beer just because, Hulk Hogan is a cool cat that, is supporting Donald Trump. So, yeah, I'll drink his beer. All right, 7:38, 22 away from the hour of 8. Things that happened on this date in history. On the way, morning show being brought to you by Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. 575-622-1751, maintrailersalesinc.com. Look, these folks treat you the right way from the moment you walk on either one of their lots. I mean, that's how you stay in business for 70-plus years. You give people fair pricing. You treat them good. You give them great service after the sale. 70 years in the business. You have generations of past customers. Their grandkids are now coming in. It's unbelievable. And almost 70 years in business. Go in and talk to them. If you're working in the patch and need a fifth wheel, go check these guys out. MainTrailerSalesInc.com, 575-622-1751. Tom and the text.
All right, Tom's showing his BB guns, says the texter. Oh, by the way, Tom, that's table muscle, and it don't count, says another texter.
That's what?
Table muscle. And John Boy saying, Tom, $1,000 on the line, 80 pounds, brother, to $200. You can do it. John Boy, you're lying. You would never put up $1,000. And
you don't know until you lose it.
Right.
I say he's doing it right there.
Right. And I'm working on the new pipeline south of Sweetwater, this one texter is saying, and we're going through the windmills, and I'm sure that this pipeline in one day will make more energy than all of those combined.
Oh, yeah, you know it.
And this is a 400-mile pipeline, he goes on to say.
Wow.
Right on.
That would be awesome. And did Trump mention anything, guys, about the federal income tax last night?
Well, the only thing he mentioned was the tax on tips.
Right.
No, he also didn't mention the tax cuts. Look, Donald Trump, the corporate tax rate right now is 20%. He wants to lower it, the corporate tax rate, to 15%. Wait a sec. It's 20% now. He wants to lower it to 15%. On the flip side, Biden wants to raise the corporate tax to 40%. Do you know the exodus that we would have from major corporations leaving the United States?
Big time.
And he did talk about that. He said, he's grown up and he's never heard a politician say that they want to raise taxes. Like every politician ever has always says we're going to cut taxes.
Want to lower taxes.
And
but
this guy is telling you he wants to raise them 4
Yeah.
times what they are now.
Yeah. He also talked about when they put in the tax credits, the tax cuts, the Trump tax cuts, that they raised more money because industry was coming back to America.
Right.
Nobody wants to pay 40%. I mean, look, our forefathers went to war with Britain over a 2% tax. Here we are today, giving half of our money away.
Right.
Something's got to change.
Well,
if we would only not waste the money, maybe we could get by with a 20% tax, straight tax.
Yep. But the real question is, citing his example, what person in their right mind wants 4 times the amount that's being withheld right now from their check to be withheld? They want 4 times that. That's what Biden wants. So however much you're paying in taxes, however much comes out of your check, multiply that times 4. And if you're okay with that and you want that to happen, then just voluntarily do it. Don't make everyone else do it.
Yeah, I agree. Santa Fe consulars passed a controversial median bill, safety bill. This is bad. Look, this is what the governor wants, and it's all about, we can't have people walking on the median. And so Santa Fe consulars passed the controversial median safety bill, 8-1 vote. The implementation is going to be about in 6 months, and the bill was introduced by the mayor, and it would ban people from sitting, standing, or lying on the median, or less than 3 feet. If the median's less than 3 feet wide, nobody is allowed on it. And so this is kind of similar to what the governor wanted.
It's designed for panhandlers. But what happens if you're crossing a street and the crosswalk isn't long enough for you to get all the way across and you got to stop at the median?
I'm with you. Joy Behar said something that's kind of crazy. She said that J.D. Vance is supporting women staying in violent marriages. I don't know where she got that from. Vance came under scrutiny, they say, in 2022 after his remarks about why he believed divorces had surged in recent generations, saying the sexual revolution made it easier for people to be unhappy and even violent marriages to, shift spouses. Now, he has come out and said basically they twisted his words.
Well, yeah, that's what the left does.
Now, and let me just say this much. J.D. Vance must be doing something right because it looks like, he's been married now for many years, and it looks like he's happy.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So let him be happy, please. Jason Aldean and Brittany Aldean were in the family box for the Trumps.
Yep.
And Trump, I don't know if you caught that. He said, I like Jason Aldean. He goes, I like his wife more.
Yes, I did.
Well, she has been such a advocate for Trump, even back in the day. Remember, there were people that were going to boycott him because his wife wore a Trump shirt.
Right.
By the way, they didn't boycott. Yeah, they said they were. All right, Tom on the text, 877-396-W105. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Twin Wells Fuel Station, if you're on 128 this morning, exit Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.75 miles and fill her up today. They accept all credit cards, debit cards, and fleet cards. They remind you, be safe out there. They're right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road, Twin Wells Fuel Station. Tom.
All right, Tom, your guns are as big as your BB brain, says the texter. And if the corporations leave, then there will be more money for the Biden crime family, considering all of their overseas dealings, says this one text. And good morning, Donald Trump is my guy, says the texter. What I didn't care for was the Kid Rock deal. Really couldn't understand what he said anyway. And I thought Trump went on a little bit thick about the assassination attempt. To me, if he wanted to look strong, he would have never mentioned it. That's just my opinion, says the text. That's John from Unity.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you don't dig Kid Rock's music, it's kind of rock rap.
Right. Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. I get it. There on the good side, there are multiple rap groups that are rapping about Donald Trump. There's one that is out that's like the number one download this week. It's called Trump Baby. And that's not a bad thing because we need to bring young people into the party. And I'm an independent. So when I say party, I'm talking about conservatism. We need to make being a conservative cool again. And Ramaswamy talked about that. And I don't know if anybody else caught it. They panned to Ramaswamy.
He was in a crowd.
The dude was crying. He was crying. It was in that moment that was very emotional with Donald Trump. And he had tears going down his face.
Yep.
That tells me he's real.
Right.
Yes.
He's human.
Yeah, that whole thing with the firefighter with his bunker coat and his helmet.
Yeah. Well, now I don't know if you saw it. It came out this morning. I think it was the New York Times came out and said they misspelled his name.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
Donald Trump said that the fire department sent them the coat and the helmet.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody will go check on that and see if the name was misspelled.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't look that close.
No. I didn't
either. One thing I left out, the Iron Dome. I think Donald Trump is spot on talking about building an Iron Dome.
Yep.
We built the Iron Dome for Israel. Why shouldn't we have the same luxury as the Iron Dome we built for Israel?
We should.
And if we don't enter all of these wars and send our men and women off, our kids to be killed, and we have protection where nobody is going to fire on us, I think it's awesome. Here's what Donald Trump said about the Iron Dome.
Now we have unbelievable technology. And why should other countries have this and we don't? No, we're going to build an Iron Dome over our country, and we're going to be sure that nothing can come and harm our people.
I think that's awesome. I think it's a awesome idea. But you remember when Donald Trump said about, Space Force, they made fun of him.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then it turned out, you know what? This is a real deal.
Right.
This is a real deal. And China is already way ahead of us when it comes to, the Space Force. They are crazy. Husband used a drone to catch his wife cheating with her boss. Chinese man reportedly caught his wife cheating with her boss during work hours while using a drone to spot them. A little hanky-panky at the worky. Yeah, they were actually out at a remote island. He tracked them to the remote island because he put a device on the car and then used the drone to actually watch them. By the way, he has secured a divorce decree against her. And congratulations.
Yeah. Hey,
I've never thought about, drone technology catching somebody like that. That's crazy.
There you go. Yeah, they left out the A. And the reason they did that is because it's a long name. And there's not space because those aren't sewn directly onto the bunker jacket. They're on a different patch that's put on the bunker coat, and it wouldn't have fit with all of the letters of his name because it's a really long name.
Right. Now, could that be the original jacket?
It could be one of his, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously cleaned up and everything, but they get cleaned. But if you have a really long name, that's not that uncommon. Because I went to see if it was actually misspelled or what happened, but what it is they left the A out, and it gets most of the name.
Yeah.
And your brain will fill that in, and they know that. So to make it fit on the patch that goes on the back of the bunker jacket, then that's why. So, yeah, it was misspelled, but if you look at fire departments everywhere, people with really long names often have that kind of thing happen.
Update on Biden this morning. This just came out. It said Biden campaign looks like his family is starting to discuss an exit plan from the 2024 race. So that was breaking news on Fox, and that's according to NBC News. I think what they're waiting for is the bag. Tom, you know what I'm talking about, the bag?
Yes.
The money bag.
The money bag.
They're waiting on the money bag. I mean, you're going to have, look, we have all this money. You're going to have to pay us to exit.
Mm-hmm. Jill wants the cash.
No, I would be willing to bet they're waiting on the bag. And I have seen multiple pictures, but we haven't got a verification yet.
From the
I have seen multiple pictures of the shooter and
I saw that.
Dressed as a woman.
Yes.
Really?
Now, if this turns out to be true, and I'm not saying it's true, if it turns out to be true, this will be the umpteenth time that we have a transgender shooter.
Correct.
Interesting.
Unbelievable. If it turns out to be true. I'm not saying that it is true, but I have seen the pictures, and if they're fake, they've done a pretty good job.
Well, because the news is only showing like his high school yearbook picture.
Right.
That's the picture they're showing. And supposedly this photo that I've seen is a current or was a current photo.
And supposedly it's from a site that transgenders post pictures on.
Wow.
If it's true, I have no confirmation.
No.
But you know what? We didn't have a confirmation for the Uvalde shooter until it took a while. Nashville shooter. And what was the last one? The Christian school. Was that Nashville?
I think it was Nashville, yeah. Private school?
Yes. I'm not going to.
And there was reports, too, I saw, I don't know if you saw it, but they're saying that rifle was already in place for him to take possession of it.
I haven't seen that anywhere.
Yeah.
Was already in place for him.
Yeah, it had already been put
You
up
mean
there.
on top of the building?
Yep.
Well, he could have done that in that 30 minutes he was wandering around.
I would hope not, because Secret Service usually is pretty dang good about, this is a cluster, if that is the case.
They're really good about that kind of thing unless there was some inside planning.
Feels like it already does.
I agree. I've said that from day one. All right, 7:53, things that happened on this date in history, being brought to you by 2A Tactical Firearms, the indoor firing range, 236 East Navajo, in Hobbs, veteran-owned and operated by the Pennick family, largest firearms dealer around, state-of-the-art indoor firing range. If you have ever thought during the summer, man, I'd love to get out there and do some shooting, but it's like 120 out there. Now you have a climate control facility, indoor firing range, and the Milo FBI training simulator, where you can fire live fire or laser, and there's over 1,000 different scenarios. This is the way that the FBI and a lot of the local police officers train with the Milo, and so you can train along with them. Pretty awesome. Look, these guys have ammo, guns. They've got tactical gear. They've got gun accessories, optics, and so much more. Pay by the hour for the indoor firing range, or pay by the month and get unlimited shoots. Pretty cool. If you need training, if you're a first-time firearm owners, we encourage you to get training. They offer one-on-one or group training. Find them 236 East Navajo, Suite 1200, and Hobbs 2A Tactical Range.com for more information. Back in 1553, 15-year-old Lady Jane Grey was deposed as the Queen of England. She claimed the crown for 9 days. Samuel Colt. Tom, what did he invent?
The red coat.
No, Colt.
Oh, Colt. Oh, the Colt 45.
Yep. Wait.
Back in 1814. He was a real father of a gun.
He was really a pistol.
First Women's Rights Convention happened in New York State in 1848. Franco, the Prussian War began, the Franco-Prussian War began on this date in 1870. Sitting Bull surrendered to the U.S. authorities on this date in 1881. Very first parking meter was installed in Oklahoma City in 1935. You know what came along with the parking meters, Tom?
The cars.
The boot.
Well, meter maids.
Oh, the meter maids. Yeah.
1952. There was a series of UFO sightings close to the White House. Yeah, they still don't know much about them, Tom. TWA showed the first.
That makes,
go ahead. What?
That makes Washington, D.C. make more sense.
Yeah.
Right.
TWA showed the first in-flight movie on this date in 1961. Yeah, I think the first movie was the crash of Flight 242. Yeah, that was always a good one. Jeffrey Capes set the world record throwing a 5-pound brick 146 feet. However, he missed his wife in 1978. That's when he's. Yeah. Today is National Daiquiri Day. Get out to the daiquiri barn and get you a daiquiri. Birthday wish going out to Benedict Cumberbatch, 48 years old.
Yep.
He's Sherlock.
On the TV series.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards.
He was also Doctor Strange in the Marvel movies, and he was Khan in the new Star Trek series.
So Anthony Edwards, Tom, name a, what's he famous for?
He's famous for that movie with Tom Cruise.
Which one?
I forgot the movie.
Top Gun.
You forgot Top Gun?
Top Gun, yeah.
And you raved about Top Gun, and you forgot Top Gun? He was Goose on Top Gun. He was Dr. Green on ER. He's 62 years old. Tom, you ever played Duck, Duck, Goose?
What is that? I guess not if I have to ask you what it is.
Oh, my God.
Brian May of Queen is 71. Name a song from Queen.
We Are the Champions.
Tom scores one. Okay, name another.
We Are the Champions, too.
No.
No.
Really? That's all you got?
That's all you got?
That's all I got for that one.
Yeah, Vicky Carr is 83.
Hey, name her only big hit.
Yeah, It Must Be Him.
No, also The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. You sang that song.
No, that was
Vicki
actually
Lawrence.
was actually Gladys Knight and the Pips.
No, I think it was Herbie. I really think it was. Let me look it up.
I don't have Vicki Lawrence on my list, so. But she did sing it. She did a version of it. Vicki Lawrence did, and then Reba did a remake of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was Reba that did that song.
She did the remake, or Yeah.
The country version.
Well, Vicki Lawrence's was pretty country too, but yeah. Also, Bernie Leadon, 77.
Well, this is Vicky Carr we're talking about.
Oh, well,
Not
Vicki Lawrence was the one that did the song.
So, Tom, you're wrong. And Vicky Carr is from El Paso.
Now, she was on the Carl Burnett show, right, for all those
Vicki
years?
Lawrence was.
That was Vicky Lawrence.
No, Vicky Carr was.
No.
No.
That was Vicky Lawrence, Tom.
Vicky Carr was on the Carol Burnett show.
No. By the way, Bernie Leadon, 77. The original Eagles guitarist.
Looking it up as we speak, ladies and gentlemen.
I got a history thing for you too.
Would you like to put some money on it, Tom?
No.
I would love to put some money on it.
Yeah, I would too.
All right, continue, Blake.
In 54, Elvis released his very first single from Sun Records.
Blue Suede Shoes?
Nope, That's All Right Mama. Flip side of it was Blue Moon of Kentucky. Because all the early Elvis stuff was more rockabilly. So, ta-da. And Tom's still looking it up on his phone because he's not looking it up right.
Well, this site I just looked into, she was on the Carl Burnett show, Vicky Carr.
She was on one episode in 1969.
Vicki Lawrence was on most every episode.
Yes. Yes. She was on the episode Carol Burnett show with Flip Wilson.
Right, and Ronnie
in 1970. In 1970.
Well, at least she was on the show. I mean, I got her hat right.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you're confusing Vicki Lawrence and Vicky Carr. You can never get a woman's name right anyway.
I interviewed her one time, by the way.
Oh, please. 801 KWNW, Maljamora, 105.1 FM. Morning show this morning being brought to you by State Rep Randy Pettigrew, reminding you that he's continued to battle this governor. Maybe we'll talk to him this hour. We got a couple minutes. We'll talk to him about what happened yesterday as they beat the governor down. Sorry, Gov, you're not pushing things through when we don't have a time. Look, we've done this before, and we've actually passed bad bills. No, we need time to make sure it's a good bill. It's a complete bill. It's a whole bill.
Right.
So thank you, Democrats and Republicans, for just going in there and telling the governor no.
For the first time ever.
More, yeah, you're right. Find out more information about Randy Pettigrew, RandallPettigrew.com. Message paid for by Randall Pettigrew. Tom, quickly to the text, 802, National Anthem and the Pledge up next.
And this text is saying, I'll bet that if you dig deep enough that the Democratic Party is behind the assassination attempt of Donald Trump, says this one texter. And the first reports after the shooting said they watched the guy climb the building with a gun. It was reported to Secret Service, and they said, don't worry about it. Says another texter. And they interviewed this text saying, a man saying he was climbing with a rifle.
So it wasn't up there.
Well, there's so many conflicting reports right now. And Cactus from Carlsbad says, did y'all see where Whoopi decided to go on a whole spiel about how they are trying to humanize Trump by getting his granddaughter to stand up there and talk? These people are disgusting. I don't believe how that show is still even on the air.
What Whoopi ought to do is worry about her own health.
Right.
Did you just say, you're right?
Worry about her own health?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's big. At least I'm halfway healthy. And getting healthier.
I think you weigh more than she weighs, Tom.
Maybe at one time I weighed.
So you're saying you're going to work out with B when he comes back?
Let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
He just said,
Let's get her done. Let's do it. In fact, the first day we go, I'm going to put 285 on the bar and see how many times you can bench.
He's going 1,000 miles already. I don't think so. I don't
want
to
mess
up my
you
back.
Said you can do it.
But I didn't say like when you get back.
You said you were building up to it.
Yeah, but it takes more than a couple of months.
When are you gonna do it?
When I get ready.
You'll never be ready.
So
I'm going to put it on there, and we're going to give you a chance.
I don't think so.
He might have
So
a heart
you're
attack
scared?
just looking at that much.
So are you scared that I'm going to go 100 miles an hour?
Yeah, that's the way you are. You're built that way. Hello.
I wasn't always built that way, Tom.
I
Do you know
remember-
why I'm built that way?
What's that?
I show up every day.
Well, and I knew when I started working out with the former sheriff's deputy spokesperson, Vivian Martinez. She went out with me to work out one day there at the gym and at the leak out at the.
That was a minimum of 2 years ago.
Yeah. And she says, "I'll train with you." Because she's training like you, be 1,000 miles an hour.
Well, you know how you get better?
What?
1,000 miles an hour. All right, we got to do our national anthem and the pledge. KWMW, Malmore, 105.1 FM, 805. In about an hour, who's going to be on this morning?
We are going to have Drew Lovelace. He's the acting director for the New Mexico Office of Broadband Access and Expansion.
Drew, I'm just going to say this. Stay away from the governor's office today. She's probably not in a good mood. Just steer clear. So she's not in a good mood. She's probably in a bad mood. She'll probably be in a bad mood for the next month.
She'll be grabbing crotches all over the place.
Right. Oh, it's not going to be good. All right, national anthem and the pledge this morning, 8:06, being brought to you by Rebecca Long, your Farmers Insurance agent, 575-393-2661. If you're shopping around your current insurance policies, let Rebecca Long put together a quote for all your policies. She is an expert when it comes to bundling your policies together, saving you a lot of money. No matter what insurance you're looking for, home, auto, if you have recreational vehicles, boats, RTVs, RVs, she can take care of your commercial insurance, your life insurance. Let her bundle all that together and save you a lot of time and money. Rebecca Long, give her a call, 575-393-2661. She started her career with farmers at 19, 40-plus years, still helping people, serving Lee, Eddy, and Chaves County. National anthem and the pledge being brought to you by Rebecca Long, your farmers insurance agents, 807.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
809, Word W105, Lord's Prayer this morning being brought to you by Jude Oil, reminding you God is in control.
From Deuteronomy 7, Moses addressed Israel, reminding them of God's deliverance of them from Egypt and his commands given to them. You saw with your own eyes the great trials, the miraculous signs and wonders, the mighty hand and outstretched arm which we, the Lord your God, brought you from bondage and delivered you. The Lord your God will do the same to all the peoples that you now fear.
Hi, this is Felicia Bowen with Judah Oil. Please join me in our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Check on the weather this morning being brought to you by Janko Janitorial, 324 West Main and Artesia, full-service janitorial company. They can take care of your commercial janitorial, also your oil field cleaning and your industrial cleaning. They are well-known for office cleaning, floor stripping, and waxing, and, of course, window cleaning. But they can go out to your oil field cleaning sites and your industrial sites. And all of their folks are trained and certified. Amber standing by this morning, 575-703-1869. They also have commercial-grade cleaning supplies. If you need them, go to the website, jancojanitorial.com. 93 and sunny. Enjoy today. Rain tonight. A 10% chance of early evening rain. 70 the overnight low. 30% chance of rain all day tomorrow. High 93. 60% chance of rain tomorrow night. 68 the overnight low. And a 70% chance of rain. Most of that heavy rain coming in the afternoon on Sunday at a high temperature, only getting up to about 87. Want to keep up with the forecast? Go to W105radio.com. We've got to keep you updated with all the news being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale, he is the guy settling the big cases, like a medical malpractice case for more than $9 million. Also a big case in the patch, a $10 million case. If you've been involved in a car accident or maybe a slip and fall, any type of personal injury, Luke Ragsdale is the guy to call. Maybe you have been trying to deal with the insurance company and their attorneys, and it's not going anywhere. Luke Ragsdale knows how to settle the big cases. 575-208-5300. And if you need somebody to defend you in the court of law, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. We're coming right back. It's 8:12. We're W105.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. A secretive trial in a Russian court has sentenced Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich to 16 years on charges of espionage. Former President Trump, in a change of tone, saying, "I stand before you only by the grace of God."
I am running to be president for all of America.
In his acceptance speech before the Republican National Convention, recounting the attempt on his life only once, honoring the firefighter killed, Corey Compitore's funeral is today, concluding.
If the events of last Saturday make anything clear, it is that every single moment we have on earth is a gift from God.
As Democrats pressure President Biden to withdraw from the race or likely lose to Trump, the fix is in on a global tech outage that grounded flights, disrupted some commutes, banks, and doctors. CrowdStrike blames a security update for Windows operating system.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo, when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful VC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. 2024 Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer suggested retail price. Manufacturer suggested retail price excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
Get to the Working Guys store now for the Ugly Boot Sale. Hundreds of ugly work boots as low as $49.99. Who cares what they look like? You're just going to get them dirty anyway. Safety toe, non-safety toe, lace up, pull on as low as $49.99. Hurry. Limited selection at lowest prices. Sale ends 7/24. Our famous Ugly Boot Sale. Now at the Working Guys store. Why pay more? 109 East Broadway, downtown Hobbs.
Come see the modern-day American troubadour Billy Dean and his band, the Steel Horses, live at the Spencer Theater in Alto, New Mexico on Saturday, July 27th. You'll hear him perform his song, Billy the Kid, in the heart of Billy the Kid country. For tickets, call the box office at 575-336-4800 or online at spencertheater.com. We'll see you at the Spencer.
American Oil and Natural Gas provides a reliable energy solution, powers our economy, and ensures energy independence over foreign sources. As one of the country's leading producers, Coterra Energy has a responsibility to help meet these needs. They're growing their team and bringing on new team members who are passionate about energy and making a difference in the Permian Basin. New team members receive a sign-on bonus and have access to an incredible benefits package. To apply, text Coterra to 71441. That's COTERRA to 71441. Coterra Energy is an equal opportunity employer.
Pecos Valley Rides Amusements is back at the Eddy County Fair, July 23rd through 27th. Over 30 rides like the Orbiter, the Himalaya, the Vertigo 90-foot Tower, Zero Gravity, and new this year, the Lamborghini Flying Carousel. For the kids, Jumbo the Flying Elephants, the Carousel, the wet boats in real water, live pony rides, and more. Enjoy the cotton candy, funnel cakes, lemonade, and handmade pizza. July 23rd through 27th at the Eddy County Fairgrounds. Paid for by Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
At the Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill in Lovington, you can find your needs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or doing takeout right. With daily specials and full-service meat counter that just can't be beat. From fresh ground sirloin for that Monday meatloaf, a juicy steak for date night, or skip the fuss entirely and have the Butcher Block cater for your parties today. Located at 1422 South Main in Lovington, visit them on Facebook to get the daily special or call in to order ahead at 575-739-7788. The Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill, Lovington's go-to home meat market.
The fires and floods are in the past, so let the fun be in your future at Ruidoso Downs Racetrack and Billy the Kid Casino. We're open for live horse racing every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the rest of the summer. And tourists are welcome to come back and enjoy the beautiful weather, non-stop events, and horse racing. Play the slots at Billy the Kid Casino and hear live music on the patio Friday and Saturday nights inside Billy's Cantina with nightly food and drink specials. If you really love Ruidoso, the best thing you can do is plan a visit with your family to spend a weekend. And there's never been a better time than now for a visit. So make your plans now to come to the races. Telephone for tickets at 575-378-4140 or purchase tickets online at raceruidoso.com. Summer's going fast, and so are the horse races at Ruidoso Downs Racetrack and Billy the Kid Casino. Billy the Kid Casino is a responsible gaming property. Call 1-800-572-1142.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet.
They want to get up even less than you do.
Sugar baby down the road. She's sitting on a radio and rocking on gold. Well, dance up a storm and later on tonight we'll be working on doing all the wrong things wrong. That's right. It's Friday, I'm free again. I got my motor running for a wild weekend. It's Friday, I'm out of control. Forget the working blues and let the good time roll. I'll be back. That's wonderful.
We're naked, is that okay?
Get up! Get yourself together and turn that funky soul.
I've got a tea time to play, Sleepy Joe. Can't even swing his clubs that well.
This guy's such a schmo.
Been crushing my drives. Crushing my drives. Been nailing my putts. nailing my parts. I'm gonna beat you oh so bad.
Believe me, you'll need some strokes.
I'll give you a 10-shot lead to start. Now, Joey, you're still gonna choke. You will. Been holding my chips. Holding my chips. Been playing so well. He has no chance in hell. I've got 2 tea times at Trump Doral. You have not a prayer. You're so done, pal. I've got 2 tea times at Trump Doral. I've got 2 tea times at Trump Doral.
877-396-W105. We're feeling good about Trump 2024. Joe is in bed. Haven't you heard I've got COVID?
Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't.
Was not wearing a mask, though, when he went home and said he had COVID. That makes me speculate that he really didn't have COVID, and this is just a way of him getting out of a race where he's going to get the crap beat out of him. No, I'm speculating. A pair of goats were filmed trampling all over a SUV in Colorado Mountain. Vehicle, I mean, this thing was so dented up, you would think it's Tom's car. I mean, it was tore up. Yeah. Whole thing caught on tape. Yeah, mainly because most people in Colorado are too high to notice that thing.
Well, but that car had damage on top. Tom's cars always get damage on the side because he runs into things.
Yeah. I had a buddy of mine had a car, and his goats tore that damn car up. Goats will eat anything. Yes, I mean, they're worse than Tom. Disney World has removed the Liver Lips McGraw character that has been part of Disney, the Bears, for how long is that? Is it 50 years?
At least. Well, I mean, they opened in 56, and I think the Jamboree was shortly thereafter.
Yeah, so they said it was insensitive and outdated.
Oh, please.
And could offend alcoholics.
Okay.
Company CEO Bob Iger, who should be removed because he offends Disney stockholders. If you check your Disney stock, he offends the hell out of the stockholders. He should be removed. Crazy. John Deere no longer sponsoring social or cultural awareness events. And travel influencer Vani Kumar was killed after falling off a mountain while he was filming on Instagram. Yeah, it wasn't one of those watch this moments. It was, hey, look at me. I'm super cool. And it was an Instagram live, too, so they caught the whole thing. That's crazy. That's just simply nuts. NBC political commentator Chuck Todd is comparing President Biden's campaign hopes to The Sixth Sense.
Chuck Todd.
Where the main character doesn't realize he's already dead. That's cold, Chuck. That's cold. And that dude was your guy. He was your guy.
It just shows that Democrats will turn on their own if they don't see any usefulness in them.
Yeah.
No loyalty. I think the Democrats know that the time is coming that things another 6 months, less than 6 months, the game over. Federal government has started the amnesty for illegal migrants, the spouses that are so this new program will shield illegal migrants that came into the country and then got married to a U.S. citizen. So this is 500,000 people. 500,000 people will get amnesty. You know, we keep giving citizenship away. Sooner or later, it will be diluted and not mean anything. Anybody ever thought about that?
Right.
If we just make it super, super easy, it's, I guess I'm not going to use that as a, if something is too easy to gain, it's just diluted. It's just not, if everybody wins, it's like everybody getting a trophy.
Right.
Let me use that analogy instead of using, a woman being easy. That wouldn't have been correct. So if every kid gets a trophy, the trophy doesn't mean anything after. It's the same thing. If everybody becomes a citizen, it just starts to be, it doesn't mean anything because you didn't have to work for it. Nowadays, people have to work to become citizens, and it's pretty cool. Sam Bregman, the DA of Bernalillo County, really wants to have a discussion about juvenile crime. And look, I agree with him 100%. He's a Democrat. Most of the time, I don't agree with him. But we got kids that are committing first-degree murder.
We do.
And in his case, Sam Bregman has had first-degree murder charges against 17 juveniles since he took office. We have a problem with violent crime in New Mexico.
We do.
And if it starts with somebody that is 15, 16, 17 years old, chances are it is going to continue into their adult years.
Yeah,
so we got a problem. We need to fix it. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Did you guys see last night where they were talking about the victims of the shooting, how much money they had raised? $6.3 million. And then Donald Trump pulls out a check out of his pocket.
Yep.
And said, a buddy of mine sent this to me, and it's for $1 million.
Yep.
And I don't remember the name of the guy.
Don Allen or something like that.
David James.
Yes.
Is that right?
It's in that neighborhood.
I don't remember.
No.
I don't remember.
Started with a D.
He pulled out a check for $1 million. Can you imagine being able to give $1 million?
And it goes
That's
to the
crazy.
3 families that were hurt in that.
Right.
Dan Newland.
Dan Newland. There
Dan
you go.
Newland. Dan Newland. Roswell PD released the video of that May police shooting where the one officer was shot. It is a crazy video, and it shows Sergeant Chance Cabin, who me and Tom have known that family for years.
That's Wilson.
Searching for the guy that was part of a high-speed chase. And so they got him right there in Roswell. When you go into Roswell, you've got a tire shop and the radio station that we used to be at, and a coffee shop. I'm not giving any of these clowns free advertising. Not that they're clowns, but I'm just not giving free advertising. So, and I'm speaking of the big coffee company.
All right.
So it shows them looking for the guy. He disappeared. Well, he was behind the tire shops, hiding under the used tires. And he shot at Sergeant Cabin. Cabin returned fire. Unfortunately, Cabin was shot. And then at one point, you see a member of the Roswell Police Department, because the guy Cabin was on the ground. He had been shot in the leg. And you can see the other officer that goes and drags him to safety. And then they put him in the back of a sheriff's department, Chaves County Sheriff's truck, and take him to the hospital. But one of the officers climbed on top a storage container and was able to he fired at that officer, and that officer shot him multiple times.
Yep.
But the guy died actually of a self-inflicted wound. So he had multiple gun wounds, but he ended his life with a self-inflicted gun wound. And had multiple warrants. That's why he wasn't going to be arrested. But watching some of those videos, you know, here is Sergeant Cavan going in there, dark, searching for this guy. And I'm just going to say, that is being so brave. And you don't know if this guy's right around the corner is going to put a bullet in your head and you're not going to show up, for breakfast with your kids. So kudos to police officers that do what they do.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right, we got the boob of the day, Tom on the text, 877-396-W105. Tom, did you see Bubba Baker?
No.
Bubba Baker plays safety for the Arizona Cardinals. And he's upset with Joy Reid. Now, let me just say this much. Bubba Baker is, an African-American. Joy Reid is African-American.
Right.
But Bubba Baker, or I shouldn't say Bubba, it's Buddha Baker, if I'm not mistaken, came out and said he encourages all voters to do their research after being stunned by MSNBC's Joy Reid suggesting that President Joe Biden's recovery from COVID-19 is a sign of strength similar to former President Donald Trump surviving an attempted assassination. This guy's a 6-time Pro Bowler and saw that clip, and he was like, that takes the cake. I can't take it anymore. So he actually spoke out and said it is not the same. It is not the same. This guy gets shot with a bullet. One guy has COVID. Lord, please, no World War III. Thank you for speaking out. Thank you. Because, the NFL and the NBA and all those guys have been big-time backers of liberal policies. So thank you for speaking out. All right, 877-396-W105. Tom on the text. We got to get to the boob of the day, and we got to take a break.
All right, this text is saying, let's give 5 million Russian citizenship, see how fast the Democrats will act on it on immigration, says the texter. And B, why don't we let God just take care of the rest? And Cody Johnson's national anthem rock says, why don't we let God take care of the rest, says the texter.
Take care of the rest of what?
They ended that sentence like that. I imagine take care of the
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, elaborate a little bit more, text. We'll read
and there's one thing I'm not, a mind reader.
Right. Cody Johnson's national anthem really rocked, says the text. Why don't you guys play some Cody Johnson music? That's some grassroots.
Because we're a classic country station.
But it's not that crappy new country crap, though.
I get it.
Saying.
Well, we're a classic country station.
There you go. And Tom can't even push 225 pounds. Tom's turkey neck is saying, I guarantee it. We'll see. And Vicky Carr from El Paso's real last name was Carrasco, kind of like mine, says the text. And they shortened it.
She was Hispanic, and in fact, she won a Hispanic Grammy in the beginning years of where they were given the Grammys for Hispanic. Yeah.
And the text goes on to say they shortened it to Carr because Elvis would not star in a movie with a Hispanic. I've never heard of that.
Man, Elvis will lay down with anybody. I mean, I'm not buying that.
And there you go, brother.
He was like, I won't be your teddy bear.
Right.
Yeah, but... All right, 833 morning show this morning being brought to you by North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. You want to do your own laundry? They have coin-operated machines, and they're open 7 days a week. Or you can let them do all your laundry, wash, dry, and fold. They can start your clothes up. They can do your dry cleaning. They can have it all ready for you when it comes time for you to pick it up. Or you can do it yourself. Find them today. North Star Laundry in Carlsbad, 609 West Lee, 604 West Church. And don't forget, you can find them in Loving at 406 West cedar. We're going to take a break in a second. We got to get to the boob of the day, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Medical professionals are available and ready to help you. They've got lots of experience in functional medicine. Functional medicine, they use natural supplements to help you. They also use natural remedies like stem cell therapy and ozone therapy and hormonal optimization, cryotherapy, just to name some of the things that they do. Guys, if you're not feeling well, go in there and get your blood work done. Deep dive into your blood work to find out what's going on. Ladies, if things are, hormonally are not the way they used to be, hormonal optimization could be the answer. It could be as simple as you need testosterone. Yes, women have testosterone. And I have a friend, and that was her problem. And now she's good to go. And I'm just going to say testosterone for me has been a game changer, helping me to lose weight, feel good, and it has been one of the best things that I've ever had done to me. Going on, I think, 4 years for me. 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Check them out today. Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
All right, this is like being a kid, toilet papering your friend's house without considering your friend's dad works for the FBI. Group of 3 teens in New Zealand were arrested after they broke into a race course in the middle of the afternoon at a time when police dogs were being trained there. They probably didn't know that. Now, the dog handlers were notified that the place had been infiltrated, and they surrounded the building and slowly moved in until the kids were cornered. They found them on the 3rd floor, and all of them were arrested without incident. Now, it's unknown if they were up to anything really bad or if they were just trespassing. And one official said, "This was a great bit of realism for our handlers and their dogs who were at the right place at the right time." If you're going to break in somewhere, don't do it where they're training police dogs, because you will become the boobs of the day.
Boob of the Day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. We'll take a break. I got 2 more stories to get to. Mexican National Guardsman accused of raping a minor female at a beach hotspot. So the National Guard now facing state charges in Mexico for sexually assaulting an underage female in a very popular beach destination. By the way, multiple National Guard have been charged in Mexico. And a Georgia woman was attacked the Sam's Club employee over pizza. Worker at the popular wholesale food club demanding to have security guard in the store at all times now, after some customers have attacked workers over pizza. Sierra Monroe, working in the cafeteria at Sam's Club, said that she said that a mother and her 2 daughters came in 2 minutes before closing time and ordered 2 whole pizzas. When the workers told them that it was too late to make the pizzas, that's when they attacked the workers. Beating somebody up for a Sam's Club pizza is ridiculous.
And do you think that's going to get you pizza?
If you want an awful product late at night, you probably go somewhere else. Sam's Club is becoming Fight Club late at night. Can only imagine what's going to happen at Costco over that damn chicken. 8:38, we're going to take a break. Tom, anything on the text line before we go?
Yeah, well, that text is elaborating on the let God. He goes on to say, tell B after Trump's speech, let God. So I still don't understand what he was trying to say. But anyway, he elaborated on that.
Okay. I'm going to let God do whatever God needs to do.
Don't think you can really stop God if you really want to.
No, I mean, I'm good with God. I'm really good with God. Tom, continue, please. We're late.
And then Tom A. was spotted in the mall. Laugh out loud. When?
I
haven't been in the mall in a while. So there you go. You see, guys, I tell you, everybody's trying to be a paparazzi with me everywhere I go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
It would be different if you actually knew what paparazzi was.
Well, I'm not even going to the health club. I'm actually walking the mall because I'm retired.
That's a good idea. I didn't say, in the wintertime, I may walk in the mall.
839 news this morning being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue, 811 West Main in Artesia. Get in there today. Great breakfast, great lunch, and now barbecue. They can cater your next big event. 575-736-2573. Get in touch with them today. 20 away from 9, taking a break. Tradio coming up at about 9:30, and coming up in 20 minutes, the extended version of Being the Breakfast Club on the way on W105.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since
of the oilfield process. Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Well, Governor Grisham has officially called a special session to address public safety in New Mexico. While the governor has faced pushback from her own party, she was surrounded at a news conference Wednesday by officials who were in support of that session. Mayors, law enforcement, tribal governors, and others from around the state came to the Capitol to support the special session. That session will focus on changes to the criminal code, including penalties for felons with guns, making it illegal to stand on medians in busy streets, and changes to the judicial system in terms of criminal competency and commitment. Many in attendance voiced their support for the special session. Valles Caldera National Preserve is seeking public input on resuming the collection of park entrance fees. The park is proposing to resume collecting entrance fees starting January 1st of next year. Proposed entrance fee would cover 7 consecutive days of entrance to the park. Rates are set by the national office at $25 for a vehicle pass, $15 per person, or $20 for a motorcycle. The proposal includes the option of a $45 annual pass specific to Valles Caldera and the ability to sell or issue the America the Beautiful annual and lifetime passes. In addition, the park plans to eliminate separate fees for fishing once the entrance fee program resumes. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Get to the Working Guys store now for the Ugly Boot Sale. Hundreds of ugly work boots as low as $49.99. Who cares what they look like? You're just going to get them dirty anyway. Safety toe, non-safety toe, lace up, pull on, as low as $49.99. Hurry. Limited selection at lowest prices. Sale ends 7/24. Our famous Ugly Boot Sale. Now at the Working Guys store. Why pay more? 109 East Broadway, downtown Hobbs.
July registration is now open for ESL, English as a Second Language, and high school equivalent GED classes at NMJC. In addition, NMJC is now offering citizenship and the National External Diploma Program, and all classes are absolutely free. To register, please call 575-492-2631 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Hurry, classes fill quickly. Again, the number is 575-492-2631.
It's time for the 88th Annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo, August the 2nd through the 10th in Lovington. Come to the Lee County Fair for the greatest entertainment in New Mexico. August the 2nd, it's the annual Hispanic Heritage Celebration featuring Eric y su Grupo Mazore and Los Tigres del Norte. Tuesday, August the 6th, after PRCA Extreme Bulls, it's country legends, the Bellamy Brothers. Wednesday, August the 7th, Faith and Family Night featuring Casting Crown. Nobody but Jesus. Thursday, August the 8th, it's Tough Enough to Wear Pink Night with Joe DiMaria. Friday, August 9th, celebrate America's Heroes with Justin Moore.
This is my dirt.
Saturday, for Volunteer Appreciation Night, it's country superstar Kane Brown. Log on to LeeCountyFair.net for tickets and more information. Don't miss the 88th Annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo, August the 2nd through the 10th in Lovington. 88 years of tradition.
Come see the modern-day American troubadour Billy Dean and his band, the Steel Horses, live at the Spencer Theater in Alto, New Mexico on Saturday, July 27th. You'll hear him perform his song, Billy the Kid, in the heart of Billy the Kid country. For tickets, call the box office at 575-336-4800 or online at spencertheater.com. We'll see you at the Spencer.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo, when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful VC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. 2024 Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer's suggested retail price. Manufacturer's suggested retail price excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
Need to revamp your living space? 84 Lumber is your one-stop destination for quality materials and unbeatable service. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or a professional builder, 84 Lumber's knowledgeable team has you covered with the materials you need to get the job done right. From durable siding and roofing materials to sturdy decking and fencing options, you can weatherproof your property while fitting your budget and personal style. 84 Lumber is your hometown building partner. Visit the Alamogordo location at 3401 North White Sands Boulevard and get building with 84 Lumber.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. We talk, and we get out of the way and let you talk. You want to talk?
Good morning, sunshine.
Call or text 877-396-W105.
All men and women created by you know the thing.
8:47. I'm looking at a picture. It looks like Donald Trump and Hulk Hogan. This picture's got to be like in the early 1990s. So evidently they've been friends for a
said
long,
25 years at least.
long time. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And you have to remember, Donald Trump took part in a lot of wrestling matches.
WrestleMania.
Yes.
Yeah, he showed up and actually got in the ring. Nuts. Crazy. Didn't have to do that. Dude's a gazillionaire. Nuts. Midland County jury has voted Angel Luis LeBron Rivera. Man, that's a lot of names. 46 years old, will not receive the death penalty, but will serve life in prison without any possibility of parole. Capital murder charge against him. Jury on July 3rd. He was charged with murdering 2 teenagers in 2015. So he did not get the death penalty. I don't understand why they wouldn't give him the death penalty. But he does have life in prison, and that means life in prison and no chance of parole. NBC had a problem with some of the signs at the RNC. So Thursday broadcast of MSNBC Morning Joe, NBC political and national correspondent Jacob Sobroff stated that he was disturbed to see the people at the RNC holding signs, mass deportation. He said it's divisive and polarizing.
Is it?
I don't think it is. I mean, the difference is citizens, non-citizens.
Right. I was going to say that goes across all demographics.
Yeah.
Black, white, Hispanic, Asian. Citizens want non-citizens deported.
And then he goes to talking about it brings back the memories of the 1950s when Eisenhower deported over 1 million Mexicans back to Mexico.
Now, how old was this guy that said this? Because I want to know if he really
looks to me
remembers
like
the
he's in his early 30s. So
he doesn't remember.
I don't
the
think he was
1950s.
around.
So he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yes. And wasn't that the Brasenio program back in the day, the guest workers, and they overstayed their guests?
Yes.
I think that's what that was. Ken Griffin. Have any idea who Ken Griffin is?
He is either Ken Griffin Sr. or Ken Griffin Jr.
I don't think it's that Ken Griffin.
It ain't?
No. This guy is the CEO of Citadel Hedge Fund.
Oh, okay.
And he's the guy that bought, he's a billionaire. He's the guy that bought that dinosaur fossil, $44.6 million.
Wow.
Huh. No word what he's going to do with it. Well, I mean, just be another something for him to put up.
Right.
Anyway, he paid $44.6 million for the dinosaur. I'm sure he'll donate it to some museum. That's what rich folks do, Tom.
Yeah.
They donate. Man wanted in Albuquerque for murder arrested in Central Texas. Michael Pancito, accused of shooting and killing a man at the Days Inn, and they ended up finding him in Tom Green County, where he got arrested for aggravated assault. So it was not like he was flying under the radar. No. This guy was like upfront and personal. Donald Trump tells the adversaries to return our American hostages.
Yep.
Or you will have to pay a big price. See, Hamas still has our hostages. I don't remember if you, I don't know if you remember when Donald Trump was negotiating with ISIS and told Soleimani, I know where you are and I know where your family is right now. Go outside and look up in the sky.
Yep.
You see that? Yeah. We could kill all of you right now. See, we need somebody with a strong back to stand up to Hamas and tell the Hamas leader, I know where you're at. I see you in Qatar. Don't think that you're unstoppable. Let our people go. But we don't have that strong leader. Unfortunately, we don't. All right, Tom and the Text. We'll get to Tom and the Text morning show this morning being brought to you by Fenn's Country Market. Big savings for the weekend. How about the whole pork loin, $2.49 a pound, or the boneless beef arm steak, $4.49 a pound, and the split fryer breast, $1.49 a pound. You can also find other savings, especially in the deli, $3.99 a pound for bologna, roasted turkey, just $6.99 a pound, and Virginia or honey ham, $4.99 a pound. If you're planning maybe a cookout, they have other specials that are going on right now at Fenn's. And get in there for the pork loin chops, $3.49 a pound, and the boneless beef roast for $4.99 a pound, the pork tenderloin for just $6.99 a pound, and even shrimp, cooked shrimp, 1 pound bag for $4.99. Find these specials and a lot more like beer and Cokes and Pepsi and more. Check out the flyer today at Fenn's Country Market in Artesia. Tom and the Text.
All right. This text is saying the January Sixers were hostages. That text is saying this morning. And another one says, B said Sam's Club, free advertising for them. I hope they can handle the rush. Says this particular text.
Maybe they won't.
Yeah. And that's it right there. I got one, but I don't understand what they're saying, so I'm not going to read it. But there you go. We're caught up.
Saying, I have no idea.
Nasty.
Yeah, looks like Home Depot worker has been fired after a unhinged Trump video went viral on social media. Yeah. Yeah, this assassin trying to take him out, and this unhinged worker at Home Depot posted up something about being a better shot. So they actually, I'm surprised Home Depot would fire somebody over that. But kudos to Home Depot. And a previously deported illegal alien charged with sexual assaulting a 14-year-old. By the way, they had already deported this individual once, has been charged in Florida with sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl. Kevin Munoz, 20 years old, arrested Wednesday by the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office for sexually assaulting and burglary with battery. By the way, this gentleman has been charged with raping a 14-year-old girl. He's illegally in the country from Honduras, had been deported once, and found his way back into America.
Imagine that.
Imagine. It's like every day we're doing these stories, too. And the Border Patrol was beefing up their operations in El Paso because of to target fentanyl. So if you're making or moving fentanyl across the border, beware, because the Border Patrol says they are increasing their patrol and specifically looking for fentanyl. Fentanyl interceptions are up 17% this year, and the port of entry has seized over 3,000 pounds of methamphetamine also this year. So kudos going out to the Border Patrol. Let me just say, you guys are going to be really busy when Trump gets elected. Really busy. And you'll be able to go back to doing your job. It's amazing the way that works. News coming up. We'll get you updated with the weather. Tom on the text quickly, Tom.
All right. So if Carr changed her name, it was due to the Hollywood executives. Says the text. Yeah. It's a well-known fact that Elvis was not a racist. He was the furthest thing from that. Whoever texted that is ignorant, says the text. And Anthony from Roswell was referring to it was a Fight Club reference.
What was?
Yeah.
You didn't read his other text.
Anthony from Roswell?
Yeah. The first rule of Sam Clubs is you don't talk about Sam's Club.
Oh, okay.
But the Fight Club
yes.
reference.
And it was reference to Fight Club.
Yes.
Did you think that it was something else?
Screw up a text, he will screw it up.
You didn't catch the fight that
I didn't. I'm not a Fight Club guy.
Have you watched Fight Club?
No.
No, because it wasn't on the damn Hallmark channel.
Well, they're not a violent channel.
But you watch wrestling.
It ain't violent. It's.
Yeah, but I don't watch the UFC. That's too violent.
It's violent.
Yeah, UFC's violent. Dude.
Look, do they punch each other? Violence. Do they kick each other?
Oh, that's
violence.
too violent for me.
They throw them around? Violence.
Roaming around is violence.
Yeah, that's violent. Wrestling is a violent sport.
Yeah, but it's all make-believe.
Yeah.
True. Well, there's the athleticism isn't make-believe.
That's not make-believe.
The outcome is.
The outcome is.
All right, Tom, get her done.
All right, and Haas from Artesia says, I want to give a shout-out to the graduating class of Border Patrol here in Artesia, and God bless them all, says Haas from Artesia.
Man, you guys are going to be so happy you can actually start doing your job again soon. It's going to be awesome.
Very soon.
All right, let's check the weather, and then we'll do good news of the day. Tradio coming up at the bottom of the hour. Our extended version still to come. Yep. Look at the weather being brought to you by A Custom Construction and Roofing and insurance specialists. Yes, they deal with insurance companies and have been for the last 30 years. That's part of the reason they have that A-plus rating for the Better Business Bureau is they really good at what they do, dealing with insurance companies and making sure that the job is done right. They're licensed, bonded, and insured, and veteran-owned on top of all of that. 30 years and 30 years A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. Call Dwayne Pennick today for a free estimate, 575-318-9725. A Custom Construction and Roofing, urging you to beware of the unlicensed, out-of-town contractors. When they're gone, the warranty is gone. Call Dwayne Pennick. If you had hail damage and you're still dealing with the insurance company, let them take care of that for you. 575-318-9725. A Custom Construction and Roofing. 93 today. Sunny. Enjoy today. Chance of rain tonight, early evening rain. 70 the overnight low, 30% chance of rain tomorrow, 60% chance of rain for Saturday night and Sunday, a 70% chance of the wet stuff. Good news of the day being brought to you by Herschel Rust and Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington. Give him a call, 575-396-0513. Home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance. He can take care of all your insurance. Farmers Insurance Agent Rust and Hayes. Call him today. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
So a 14-year-old boy named Harold Teller launched Harold's Hoops for Hope, which has raised thousands of dollars for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. It's a nonprofit where they play basketball and do other events to raise money and awareness. Now, Harold's mom says it's all him. It's everything he envisions, and he's an honor roll student, and he plays travel ball, and he still finds time for this somehow. And researchers at Georgia State University have found that antibodies in llamas might actually hold the elusive cure for HIV. A treatment that could neutralize nearly all strains of the virus would be a game changer in the fight against HIV and AIDS. And Kevin, those are your two good news stories of the day.
You guys have a awesome weekend. I'm out of here. Extended version coming up next. News this morning being brought to you by Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. Call Enrique Rocha if you have AC problems. Look, if it can be fixed, he will fix it for you. If you need a new unit, they love the new technology, like the inverter-driven heat pump. That's going to save you a lot of energy costs. They do offer financing. Call them today, 575-631-1999, Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you coming up Monday. Baltimore 105.1 FM, we're W105.
I'm Therese Crowley. A secretive trial in a Russian court has sentenced Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich to 16 years on charges of espionage. Former President Trump in a change of tone saying, I stand before you only by the grace of God.
I am running to be president for all of America.
In his acceptance speech before the Republican National Convention, recounting the attempt on his life only once, honoring the firefighter killed, Corey Compitore's funeral is today, concluding.
If the events of last Saturday make anything clear, it is that every single moment we have on earth is a gift from God.
As Democrats pressure President Biden to withdraw from the race or likely lose to Trump, the fix is in on a global tech outage that grounded flights, disrupted some commutes, banks, and doctors. CrowdStrike blames a security update for Windows operating system.
You've imagined that perfect home, designed it in your mind. At Destiny Real Estate, it's dreams that we provide. We buy or sell residential ranches, lots and more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
If you're looking to rent, please join our website at www.destinyluxuryrental.com. I've got everything from a little 2-bedroom all the way up to a 10,000 square foot home with an indoor swimming pool. Again, that's destinyluxuryrental.com. And I'm needing some more homes. If you wanted to make a little extra income, just give me a call. Rhonda Burns, 575-257-3000. At Destiny Real Estate, our business is built on dreams and imagination. Telephone 575-257-3000.
Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
Thursday, July 25th, 8 p.m. at the Eddy County Fair. Easton Corbin.
Come from a long line of lonesome drinkers.
Tickets available at the gate. Show starts at 6:15 with William Clark Green.
She likes the Beatles
Don't miss Easton Corbin and William Clark Green, July 25th at the Eddy County Fair. Presenting sponsors 111 Beef Republic, HF Sinclair, Devon Energy, and ConocoPhillips. Paid for by Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
This town has a long, lonely live.
Come out to the Spencer Theater in Alto, New Mexico on July 20th for your chance to see American Idol winner Taylor Hicks live in concert. Hailed as part Motown and part honky tonk, this show is sure to be a good time. For tickets, call the box office at 575-336-4800 or online at spencertheater.com. We'll see you at the Spencer.
Chasing a dream down
Drilling Brake Auto Repair LLC is a professional auto repair shop offering high-quality automotive maintenance and repairs in Carlsbad. They specialize in diesel and gas mechanical services, auto and AC repair, tune-ups, brake replacement, diagnostics, and more. They have many years of experience in this industry, and they have a team of highly skilled mechanics that can get the job done right the first time. Give them a call at 575-725-8882 or find them on the web at carlsbadautomechanic.com for Drilling Brake Auto Repair.
Good times and bad come and go. The dust settles and you take a look around. That's when you see who your real friends are. We've seen our members through the toughest of times. We're conservative and we're consistent. We don't always tell you what you want to hear. Sometimes we say no, but we're always looking out for your best interest. That's what friends are for. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number. You're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
Everyone is a kid at Cliffs.
I'm a Cliffs kid. My mom was a Cliffs kid. My dad was a Cliffs kid. My brother and sister are Cliffs kids. Even my grandma was a Cliffs kid.
Be a kid. Get your tickets at cliffsamusementpark.com.
Over 30 rides and attractions makes Cliffs a blast for everyone. You never have to choose at Cliffs. You get it all.
Get your tickets at cliffsamusementpark.com.
Be one with fun.
A safe and loving environment for those we cherish. Beehive Assisted Living and Memory Care offers both long-term and respite care with daily activities, medication management, dietitian-approved meals, bathing, dressing, mobility, and memory care. Each unit is comfortable with a private bed, bath, as well as individual AC and heating, privacy, security, and certified medical care 24/7 in a 100% COVID-free resident facility. Beehive Assisted Living and Memory Care, 1928 College Lane in Hobbs. For more information, email Starla at beehivenm.com or call 575-964-7160.
The extended version of Bee and the Breakfast Club is on the air, discussing what's going on in southeast New Mexico and beyond on W105.
And it is the extended version of Bee and the Breakfast Club. I'm your host, Blake Ovard, along with Tom Ruiz. And with us today, we have our guest, who is Drew Lovelace. He is the acting director of the New Mexico Office of Broadband Access and Expansion, and he is with us on the phone. Good morning, Drew.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Blake.
Hey, thanks for coming on. First of all, tell everybody what your office does.
Yeah, my office is designed to make sure that we can expand broadband, which is high-speed internet, around the state. So we're not a provider ourselves, but we take all the federal and state money that is put together through grants and send it out to internet service providers, counties, local public bodies, basically any of those kind of eligible entities from those programs who can build internet, fast internet out to all the places that don't have it.
Okay. And that office is a relatively new office, right? It's only been around a couple of years.
That's correct. We're about 2 years old.
Okay. And so far now, I think y'all just did a grant that got like a school group that went online right at the beginning of the month. Is that the first one?
So that's actually not a grant program. That's actually a separate program that was designed out of the Public Schools Facility Authority. So it's another government agency.
Okay.
It's been worked on for about 8 years. When we came on board, the Public Schools Facility Authority realized that we do broadband, and what they primarily do are buildings and HVAC systems, and they do it very well. And so they asked us to take over the broadband for schools, the State Education Network.
Okay.
So we were able to take the program that had gotten started, and we were able to launch it. So we built our first couple of nodes at some of the universities that all of the schools can hook up to. This is an optional program where if the schools want to take some of the administrative burden off of their staff and having to go procure the internet, there's a big federal program called E-Rate that everybody has to go out and do these RFPs and basically procure internet. That way the federal government pays for a good chunk of it.
Sure.
So we've basically now taken over that burden. We're hooking them up to our nodes at each of the universities, and that way we build like a big ring between all the schools where they don't actually have to go out to the wider internet to be able to talk to each other just from school to school. And that's going to help elevate the middle mile in the state. That's going to help the connectivity for the schools where they can start sharing some resources. So this is really a program that's building for the future, and we're pretty excited because we launched it July 1st.
Wow, that is pretty cool. Now, speaking of the federal dollars that are available, New Mexico's received about $675 million. Is that about right? Is that?
Yeah, so probably the better term is allocated. Basically, it's been set aside for us.
Okay. And now, I know everybody's going, well, what does this office do? And you kind of explained that a little bit, but how is your office helping to get the broadband service to the rural communities? Like here in Southeast New Mexico, we have JAL, which is way down in the far southeast corner, and they don't have high-speed internet. So unless it's like Starlink or something like that. So how is your office helping to get broadband service to places like that?
Well, it's a really interesting thing that you brought up, JAL. Our team actually helped JAL with an RFP, a request for proposal. They were struggling. They actually had put together some of their own money from the city, and they were looking to build a network, right, that they could own and have another company, an internet service provider, operate. And they were actually really struggling to figure out how to get that done. And so our team came in and helped the mayor and his staff, making sure that we could help them with that RFP, set the structure for them. They actually got a provider, LECO, to come in and say that they wanted to build it for them, and that they're going to operate it for them for roughly 7 years. So they're in the process of actually building that now. So that's one way that we've actually helped some other municipalities and counties. We do some technical assistance for them to help that out. We also have, again, those grants. So the federal government gave us $675 million. They allocated it and said, hey, you have to still jump through all of these hoops to get this money. And we're in the middle of that process right now. So we've had, there's like 5 stages of it. We got through the planning stage. We got through the initial proposal stage. We're in the middle of the MAP challenge right now out of that initial proposal, volume 1. There's an initial proposal, volume 2, that we're waiting the okay on. And that is going to be a really big one because it's going to start a 1-year clock where we will actually be able to put grants out there. We're going to put a grant program out there, and internet service providers will be able to bid on it. And so that's going to allow them to get 75% of the build out paid for through the federal grant program. So there'll have to be a 25% match. There's some other weird kind of one-offs, but that's kind of the high level of it. So that 1-year timeline is going to go by. We actually have to submit all of those awardees to NTIA, which is the federal agency in charge of this program, and they still have to do a rubber stamp of approval. So realistically, to get shovels in the ground on this big federal program is going to be at least 2025 before we see shovels in the ground. And more than likely, it'll be 2026.
Well, that covers kind of how you get that grant, but who qualifies for getting that money for the infrastructure?
So there are several definitions out there: unserved, underserved, and served, that we need to talk about.
Yes,
so
define those.
Yeah, the new definitions are 100 download and 20 upload. That is served. So anything above that, great. That this program is not gonna touch you because you've already got service. If you are in this underserved category, you have less than 120, and you are above 25 download and 3 upload. And then if you are unserved, you are at 25 download and 3 upload or below. Or maybe not even having service at all. So the unserved and the underserved are the main targets of this program. There's a few others. Some community anchor institutions are in there. Low-income multi-dwelling units are also allowed expenditures in this program. But the reality is $675 million will really only get us to the unserved.
That's a big number. New Mexico is so big that it's a big state, and
it is a very big state.
Why? I have people that say, well, why are we still doing this broadband thing when there are services out there that actually cover the whole state? And we kind of hit on that a second ago with like Starlink or something like that. So why is broadband accessibility? Why is it so important?
So this has become part of our everyday life. I think saw this in the middle of the pandemic. It kind of became very obvious that, it touches our educational institutions, right? It touches education at home. It touches our telehealth capabilities, and especially in rural communities where you do not have access to specialists. Being able to see someone through a telehealth visit is going to be incredibly important as we move into the future, especially with shortages of doctors. We need it for business, right? So not just shipping stuff out because you've produced something and you need to ship it somewhere, but also just credit card transactions. There's a whole nother kind of realm of hands-on training that can be done through things like the Meta and Oculus, systems that are virtual reality. All of these are kind of elements that are being built right now and are going to be really important as we move into the next 10, 15 years. And as we start moving into that AR and VR, the augmented reality and virtual reality things for trainings, that takes a tremendous amount of bandwidth. We're going to be needing gig symmetrical, so 1,000 megabits, right?
Okay.
So gig symmetrical service to do that. So you asked the question about, there are services that can provide service to the entire state. That's not exactly true. So there is one low Earth orbit company out there right now. It's able to provide, internet to most places around the state. It is a great option for a lot of people. Unfortunately, it's pretty costly. Right now, it's $120 a month. And so if you are not able to afford a $60 internet bill.
It starts at $120 a month. There are more expensive plans.
That is correct, yes. Yeah, exactly. So, from an affordability standpoint, like it's great to say that, you have it available, but can you actually afford it? That's a different story.
Right.
So that's kind of one element. The other thing is that there's not enough satellites. If we said, hey, there's 70,000 houses that are unserved across the state of New Mexico today, and we want to drop that on all of that satellite network, you would not be able to get the speeds because everyone is sharing that same bandwidth.
Okay.
And so, I'm sure that the the satellite company, will be increasing their bandwidth over time.
Right.
And there's going to be some new competitors coming in over time.
Sure.
That is great. But there's a real need to have fiber-back technologies, fixed wireless that is licensed, fixed wireless. These are the things that are the federal government is really looking at. What is reliable internet and can scale to the future? And that's exactly what we want to make sure that New Mexicans have, because we don't want to build something or pay for something and then not have it usable in 5 years.
Right. Now, for those of y'all who are just joining us, we are talking to Drew Lovelace, who is the acting director for the New Mexico Office of Broadband Access and Expansion. And we're talking about why it's important to have broadband everywhere. And New Mexico offers a challenge, and not only are we the 5th largest state in landmass, but our topography, like most of the West, is varied. There are mountain communities that don't really have a lot of access to this kind of internet thing. There are tribal communities that don't have access to broadband. And is it a good investment for the state to be doing this, or is it something we should leave to private companies?
So we've left it to private companies up until now. And we have not gotten high-speed internet everywhere. And I think that's something that we have to recognize in this. There's no business case to go to a community with, 15 houses in it.
Right.
There's no business case, to build really high-cost areas. And so because the internet has become such a necessity in our lives, right? It's not a utility, but it's a necessity in our lives. It is an economic drag on the economy to not have people connected to the internet. It is going to be incredibly important for us to make these investments. So that way we actually do not have to be 50th, right? We can actually be in the 30s or the 20s, or we can be even leading the nation. And we have a real opportunity with the amount of federal investment. And if we can leverage some state dollars on top of that to get the economies to scale, it is absolutely worth it for us to make sure that we invest into our future.
Well, and we were talking about rural areas, and we talked about Jal earlier, because Jal is a town that only a few years ago was still a town of 1,500 people. But
Mm-hmm.
now there are, I think the estimates are that JAL is somewhere around 13 to 14,000 people, with people like in trailers and
Right.
all kinds of stuff, travel trailers and mobile homes and man camps and all that kind of stuff right around it. When you get that kind of population increase, that really puts a strain on internet connectivity. And oil and gas in this state is the driving economic factor, and that is an area that's being driven obviously by oil and gas. So how do those things all work together?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, we need to design the system for the future. So I talked about this fiber, technology, right? Fiber optics,
right.
Around 30, 40 years. It is the technology that is the terrestrial-based technology that backs everything. Even actually backs the satellites. So, if you send a signal around the satellites, it actually comes back down to Earth and, hits a satellite receiver on Earth, a really, really big one,
right,
and transports all that information across fiber around the world.
Okay.
So, all of these technologies really utilize this. And so having that infrastructure in place is absolutely critical to being able to scale demand as communities grow. And, just one other element of this, we saw that remote work can work for some industries.
Sure.
And there's a real opportunity to actually keep workers in our rural communities. There are a lot of people who would like to live a lifestyle where they don't have to commute everywhere and that they can have a little bit of land.
Right.
This is a great opportunity for New Mexico to keep people in the rural communities.
Well, and especially since most of New Mexico is rural, right?
That's right.
Yeah. What am I not asking about that we need to be talking about?
I think the timeline is a really good one to talk about. I alluded to that shovels are not going to really get into the ground with this program until 2025, 2026. The reality is that rights of way permitting, especially in areas that are adjacent to or have to, these projects have to go through federal lands, that process can take 2 years.
Wow.
And so it's going to be a while until this is done. We're looking at 2028, 2029 for a lot of these projects to complete. So, I know there are a lot of folks I go talk to when I go around the state. They're like, hey, I know that there's, fiber off that big interstate over there or off that major roadway.
Right.
Why can't I not get it to my house today? And the reality is that it's going to take that time because we have to go through all the permitting processes and get the right accesses, and we actually have to build the design and for each of those networks. And so, it's going to be important to make sure that you're talking to your local providers, who are bidding and getting the awards on this and figuring out what that timeline is for you. But It's going to take a little while for us to get there.
Well, it's kind of like any other project, right? Like the interstate road system wasn't built overnight. It took a few years to get that in place. And as a matter of fact, I think it took almost a decade, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that is exactly right. And I think that, we all want the access now, and, and I can very much appreciate that everyone does. But when you're building infrastructure, it takes time.
Well, and we have some critics that say, well, we're throwing all this money at it, so why isn't it happening faster?
Mm-hmm.
And
so there are efficiencies that the federal government's working on some programs, and the state's also trying to drive at some efficiencies too. And we do work on some of the technical assistance pieces to try and make it easier. And we've already done some things in legislation working with DOT to try and make that right of way access to DOT's right of way easier as well.
Right.
But it is one of those that you still have to respect that there are private landowners in this mix. There are, again, multiple federal agencies, there's state entities, there's counties, right? There's cities that are involved. And so everybody's, going to have their part of their process. And so, for as much as, again, we want it fast,
right?
We also need to make sure we respect all those different, authorities. And, again, private landowners need to have their say in this as well.
Well, and so any community out there within our signal, which is large, where can they go, or individuals, even if they want to, where can they go to find out more about your office or just the whole broadband to all of New Mexico movement? How where can they go?
Yeah, there's a couple of places. I'm going to highlight our website, connect.nm.gov, connect.nm.gov. That is going to be one of the centralized places. There's a lot of great advocacy groups, especially in the southern part of the state. There's a lot of nonprofits working on it as well, but we can kind of link you all through our website and the different community events that we run. And that way, I'll be coming in person throughout the next couple of years.
Okay.
Come talk to me.
Okay. Any plans right now to be in the southern part of the state, southeastern part of the state?
My most recent trip was to Clovis and Portales. I don't have anything on the books, but now that we're talking, I'll make sure I get something on there soon.
Right on. Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of people that talk about, I had friends that wanted to move to Jowl, and one of the things that kept them from moving there was the lack of high-speed internet. And their job kind of relied on it because their whole job was all online, right? Like you can do dial-up stuff and you can use your phone as a hotspot and you can do all those things. But if you need to have high-speed internet for internet sales or any other kind of anything that you do that you rely on a lot of information, a lot of bandwidth, you have to have broadband to do that.
You absolutely do.
Now, with Jowl already in the process, are they one of the municipalities in the state that's kind of at the forefront, going to be kind of at the beginning of this wave, or are they just kind of in the middle, or where are we?
They are, and yeah, they were using some of their own funding that they'd put together, so they're building ahead of this program, this Big BEAD program.
Mm-hmm.
There are some other grants that we've run, some state run, some ARPA funded programs. Those will be hitting before the BEAD timelines that we talked about.
Okay.
But again, it's still probably going to take that kind of 2 years from whenever those funds hit to get started on that. So we're seeing 2026, 2027 for those early projects.
Okay. So yeah, you're going to have high-speed internet, but it's not going to happen at high speed. It's going to be
that is right. That's right.
There's the human limitations of construction as well, right? So
yeah, there's also supply chain issues, but this is a great time if you're looking for a career, building out the internet. There's a lot of opportunity there, and there's not enough workforce. Pay is pretty good on it. A lot of the fiber technicians start in the mid-20s, so there's a lot of opportunity to be had, and that's absolutely right. There is a limitation of humans. There's a limitation of supplies. And, on this Big BEAD program, we're competing against 50 states and 6 territories that all got money from the federal government too. And it's part of why we've been trying to keep our state on the first third of awards so we can get ahead of those issues.
Well, I didn't even think about the employment standpoint about that.
Right.
How many do you guys at your office, do you have slots open for that, or is it the other companies that have those job openings?
Yeah, it'll be the providers in the area.
Okay.
We were talking about the economy and jobs here. This is again why having a terrestrial-based technology in the state is great. This is going to keep providers and people in their communities working on the internet for years to come. There's going to beyond building it, you have to maintain the system, right? And you have to have employees for those internet service providers. So this is a great economic driver for these rural communities where these internet companies exist.
Okay. All right, Drew, thank you so much for coming on and letting us hear all about where we're going and how we can move our state up a little bit in the standings and have internet for everyone. Anything else you need to say before we get out of here?
No, be excited to come back and give you guys some updates at some point.
That would be awesome. And again, for everybody looking, you said connectnm.gov. So is it all one word, or are there any dots in there, or?
Yeah, there's the dots between each word, connect.nm.gov.
All right. Well, thank you again, our guest, Drew Lovelace, who is the acting director for the New Mexico Office of Broadband Access and Expansion. That is a mouthful.
It is. It is.
We look forward to have. Say again.
Oh, I was just saying that we're going to help out and get the internet out there.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, you can download our app at w105radio.com, and if you're online, you can get it. So that would be cool. We'll have you back because we definitely want to get some of these updates as this project goes forward. And again, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Stay tuned. We have Tradio with Russ Black coming up, the award-winning Russ Black coming up right after we check in with news on W105.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Well, Governor Grisham has officially called a special session to address public safety in New Mexico. While the governor has faced pushback from her own party, she was surrounded at a news conference Wednesday by officials who were in support of that session. Mayors, law enforcement, tribal governors, and others from around the state came to the Capitol to support the special session. That session will focus on changes to the criminal code, including penalties for felons with guns,